Hello people of Earth, it's your pal the Orbital Outcast, Rad Gnarly, coming away with another low-key broadcast. Today's Thursday and you know what that means, 3 more hours of the second generation of the GWA in Fire Pro Wrestling World. First I'd like to say hello to everyone in chat or checking us out on VOD. No matter where or when you happen to be in this great big old world of ours, we are happy to have you with us, and we hope today finds you well. Right on, take me just 1 second here to poop everybody on over the GWA screen. Hop-bop-it-bow! Schwab-schwab-it-a-bap-it-a-bay! There we go. Alright, as always, whilst we do the behind-the-scenes tomfoolery, you're stuck with my big dumb face on screen. But that'll go away once we're in the actual event. I'm going to do management. Training center I always take care of. Excellent, we don't have any of these stuff yet. Our expenses are already kind of up for the month. I know we got a pretty decent amount of assets. Let's take a look at... Oh, baby! Yeah, we blew out our entire stock of merchandise. So branded snacks. Okay, let's do 1,000 of these. Yep. And it seems like the towels did well, so let's do 1,000 of those again. And next one up, let's bump up a photo collection, because again, they can just, they're not going to go bad or stale. Okay. Alright, I might not do snacks, because I got those 3,000 of things to sell. Sponsor contracts, I think we're making like, yeah, I was going to say under 9 grand, but... Alright, we have those for a while. No broadcasting deals yet. So let's do a quick save. Normally I like to book the event before I do the merchandise, but now that we're sort of taking a longer approach to our merchandising strategy, it's okay to do that beforehand. Now, we're going to need to invite someone, because even with our... Let's take a look at promotion stats here. Yeah, even with 13 of 16 contracted wrestlers. Wait a minute. Last time we logged out, we only had 12 because we had just signed Mad Polly. Seems I've scouted some talent in the off air. Just last night, as a matter of fact, we have hired ourselves our 13th person, and we're going to put them to work right away. Hang on. Dragunov, did you want to come back again? I mean, you get C+ and C+, but you always put on really good matches. So come on down. Ooh, getting more and more expensive too. Good for them. There we go. Alright, Dragunov is back. We're actually ready to book the event because I already took the liberty of drawing up a preliminary card here. Okay. Let us book ourselves the standard event. Let me, I mean, there's no sense in delaying things any longer. We're not going to put them in the main event. They're going to be in the semi-main, but debuting is a new piece of talent for us here in the GWA. Oh, and before I say anything else, I'd like to thank everybody who last Thursday, in place of the normal GWA tomfoolery we're about to get up to, we did a 16.5-hour broadcast bringing the entirety of the A1 Climax tournament to everybody, and we raised $800 for the Gord Downey and Channy Wenjack Fund. So thank you to everyone who attended, who lurked, who was active in chat, and a special thank you to those that had the means and were generous enough to be able to donate. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, man, that was a heck of a tournament too. What were the finals? I mean, it's all kind of a blur, but I'm kind of very present while it was happening. Kenny Omega and El Vampiro made it to the finals. Kenny Omega winning A block, El Vampiro winning B block, and then Kenny Omega ended up as your A1 Climax champion. So all the prestige, all the all the allure, all the promotional deals, the money, all the extra oomph that comes with being the inaugural A1 Climax champion is all showered upon Kenny Omega, which includes a contract with the GWA. Please welcome aboard the cleaner, Kenny Omega, the latest full-time roster member here in the GWA. Welcome aboard, buddy. Okay, 260 people give a hoot that you're here. I like the two of us things are in jackets. I like you in red trunks, actually. Just almost as many people care that Ilya Dragunov is here. That's fine. Now, in our actual main event, in another battle of the heelest of the heels, Mickey Williams coming off a title match against Matt Robinson is going to face Thomas Walker, who last month gained a pinfall victory over GWA champion Matt Robinson. So that is in your main event. If Thomas Walker can get past Mickey Williams, there's a pretty strong chance that Thomas Walker is going to get the next title shot. But both Jack Howard and Matt Robinson are unavailable on this show, so stay tuned for a possible tag-team match involving the two of them as a team. Okay, now we start getting into the nitty-gritty of things. Okay, we need a heel on this side, so let's take a look at our healer roster. Bill Bullock, please. Being a little worse for the wear, but that's okay, because your opponent needs a win. Kenta Kobashi. Yeah, bringing a bunch of people. Alright, now next up. I mean, this is a battle of two baddies, but whatever. Big, massive. I prefer in a singlet. I'm honest. That's interesting. It looks like. Oh, okay. I guess they sort of have the chops. I was going to say it looks like they have half of a beard. Alright, let's try you in singlets. You're going to go against El Tejano Jr. Keep you in yellow, much like your neck, it looks like. And then a battle of two faces. Right before that, we'll have Dragon Rojo Jr. take on Hangman Adam Page. Full gear. And then we got one last combination as David Houston playing... Well, no, they're not even playing de facto heel. We have Mad Pauly in the heel role. It's David Houston. Okay, Mad Pauly's starting to get some real competition. 821 people showed up for that. Okay. Let's see what else I can do. Medium Hall is what? 15,000. I can get 10,000. So what if I went to the Medium Hall here? Can't quite get 10,000. That would be making 100k, but the expenses are what get you there. Okay. American Urban. Back to the medium one. Oops, sorry, back to the small hall. Definitely a full house. We only we lose 410 people, but we double our profits. So it's only 30. I'm making 100 grand and only spending 30. So let's stick with that. That's no advertising as well. Well, let me see then. If I go here, what about moderate advertising? Yeah, again, making 127,000, spending 134. Oops, stay there. So we're going to go ahead and... Maybe we can work our way up to like... Because we're getting pretty close. That's 2,500 didn't show up. Hang on, but if 2,500... Yeah. Yeah, so we're getting like 5,500 in this place. 55 grand, spending 30. Haha. I mean, we're going to be spending like 60 overall, so we got to make our money back on merch. So we'll see. We did hire Kenny Omega this month. Okay. Yeah, sold the place out. I'm satisfied with how this is going to work out. Confirm that match card. As always, we're booking for, match quality and making sure that, not too many people face one another too many times in a row unless there's a reason for them to do so, like Thomas Walker and Mickey Williams in our main event. We did literally have everyone on our roster face everybody else when we only had 8 people on the roster for our championship series, so do what you can. Okay. I don't think I need branded snacks. We're already spending 82 grand in total. I mean, we're going to make that back. Don't get me wrong. Right? I charged the right amount. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to make like $110,000. We're spending 82. I don't need to upgrade anything. We're going to make a little bit more money. Oh, some of that's going to be offset by our sponsorship and stuff. Okay, I think we're okay. We only have to make sure that Ilya Dragunov shows up for work. Everybody else is okay. I actually went in and voluntarily consulted people. Yeah, see, Jack Howard is in poor condition with a yellow neck, and he's in normal condition, but his neck is like orange, getting dark in the orange. So we do have Bill Bullock, and Bill Bullock is the most beat up with that slightly yellow neck, and Dave Mastiff is getting a little yellow in the neck and the chest, or sorry, in the abs, I guess. But beyond that, we're okay, except for these two that we gave time off. Matt Robinson like busts their butt for us and is our champion, so we're going to give them as much time off as they need. Same with Jack Howard's another big face for us. But what I wanted to point out here is that Kento Kobashi is making 3 times as much of his compatriots, and the rest are, with the exception of Mad Polly, at least making $1,000 now. That was the maximum raise I could give Mad Polly. He started at 500, and then I could only give him that as a maximum raise. So next month I'm going to get him up to $1,000 at the very least, just because I figure that's reasonable. And then obviously Kento Kobashi, our legendary star here, is making slightly more than that. Getting Kenny Omega for $1,700 a month at this point is a steal. Look at that. He came in at a B+ and a B+. Thanks to our facilities, he's at a B+ and an A, in good condition. He's showman style, but I think he'll adapt well to strong style. I think he'll be okay, especially if he starts busting out those V-trigger combos. And then popularity, A, B, B, C. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that, as we are in the A area, or we are in the first area where he is in A popularity. Okay, more popular than our champion. The most popular person in our company in the Americas, it would seem, but a controversial figure nonetheless, is Kenny Omega, who we're about to see. The only other thing I was considering, the only other thing I was thinking about was how much does it take? Yeah, so that's a one-time expense, and they're out for a month. They're out for a year until they can find us what we're looking for. Like, I think they just default to what your style and territory is, Mr. Question. But if we let them go, that's actually not that bad. I might do... There's one that has, yeah, strong showman in Japan and America. Strong America, $500 a month. See, if I can start doing these shorter term, but this one going out for an entire year for like 27, you know, less than $3,000, I think I'm going to eat that cost right now. Worst case scenario, I think they're going to find somebody in a year. That's my estimation. Okay, we got our first scout out as well, so we can start to unlock more talent. I don't know if they give us a discount because we scout them, but it will at least give more options in the free agent pools, which I would highly appreciate. We're trying to build the best world-class roster we can from amongst the free agents from the Americas, Latin Americas, European and Japanese territories. But if we can increase the you know, star power, find some gems in there. All right. Finalize our decisions. Cross our fingers that Ilya Dragunov likes us enough to show up. I mean, this is like the 6th time I think we booked them to hang out with us. Yeah, no problem coming to work. Okay, I think we're gonna actually offer Dragunov a contract next month, as we're kind of going around the world signing people, at least trying to even it out, each territory, and we have to find somebody in Europe, and that's where Dragunov is stationed. Okay, the only thing that gives me pause is that they're only a C+ and a C+, so like them showing up and working for us full-time maybe makes them like a B and a B, but gotta start somewhere and they can always improve. Alright, speaking of improvement, Mad Polly fought their way onto the roster by just clubbering up and down on other larger competitors. But now that they are on their own, now that they're here and part of the roster full-time, we'll see how they do against some original GWA competition. And it doesn't get any more old school in terms of GWA stuff than the Anti-Gravity Kid, David Houston, master of both aerial tactics and several roll-ups, fruit and otherwise. We're going to match up. Let's see how they fare against Mad Polly. This is definitely a styles clash. As always, the creature on feature here in the GWA, and it's good to see them after so long. Mr. Bigfoot calls for the bell and we underway, and there is an immediate example, sort of roll-up we're talking about from David Houston, and the power we're talking about from Mad Polly with that big Vader attack off the ropes. David Houston immediately going for that last rights of his. Mad Polly able to fend him off and hammer Houston to the canvas with a tremendous body slam. Houston missing wildly on another roll-up attempt. Gonna have to stay on his toes against a Mad Polly, as we said, more of a smothering style than David Houston, the anti-gravity kid. Mad Polly's going to use that power. Power slams, power bombs. Oh, now just trying to break the back of David Houston with those powerful legs, able to fight his way free of that Boston Crab in the early going here. Oh! Side backbreaker, the Kinitsky backbreaker, into a slam for Mad Polly in our first 1 count of the matchup. Again, we are in the opening moments. Beautiful! Moonsault press into a pin, gets a no count though. Houston's going to have to wear down Mad Polly a lot more than that. Oof! Might not take him long though, as Mad Polly is one of those wrestlers built for a good time and not a long time. Certainly not built for speed like an anti-gravity kid David Houston is. As you see him having to take some time already, catch his breath there as Mad Polly, boom! But a big Vader attack in the corner rolls them over. Still just gets a 1 count. Frequent pin attempts here in the opening minutes. We're not even 5 minutes deep into the contest. Nice head scissor takeover there, just snapping Mad Polly over as David Houston, but then missing with a drop kick. Mad Polly doesn't take too kindly. Another big backbreaker slam combo. Working on the midsection of David Houston. Nicely done there. Flipping drop kick from Houston, trying to regain the advantage. Takes Mad Polly over again. Now locking him in the Paradise Lock, which, as we've stated, if you actually sit on your opponent and pull on their limbs, can be quite the effective submission maneuver. I know it's played for comedy more often than not in these days. And back to it he goes.
Give up! Give up!
Pulling on all 4 of Mad Polly's limbs in 1 degree or another. Mostly focusing on those knees and legs. Oh dear! Huge powerbomb, and he folds him up. Does Polly 2? Houston out at 2. A tense moment there for the anti-gravity kid, able to fight his way free of that pin after a beefy powerbomb from Mad Polly. Oh dear, who just German suplexes him over the ropes to the floor now, just to get himself a little bit of a breather. There's that power game of Mad Polly we were talking about. Now David Houston's got to stay on the hop if he's going to have any chance of winning this. Trying to take the knees out and just slow things down.
Give up!
The Dragon Sleeper. Goes the anti-gravity kid. Mad Polly again able to fight his way free, and oof, big Samoan drop there. Oh, and a big splash follows it up. 1, 2. Houston out at 2 again. Nice suplex there from Houston. Got a bit of power of his own. Not quite up to the level of Mad Polly, I assure you. Oh, the technical ability is off the charts though. Oh, just a 2 count on that roll up. Crowd appreciates it. David Houston with another suplex going up top. Big splash that misses. Oh, and another big Samoan drop from Mad Polly. Oh, and a splash into a pin. 1, 2. No! Houston barely rolls the shoulder at 2.9. Oh, the amazing red. 1, 2. No, Mad Polly out at 2. Houston in desperation hits his finishing maneuver out of nowhere. And now a moonsault press into a pin out of the corner, but too close to the ropes. As we have just passed the 10-minute mark, and another amazing red from Houston. Rolls Polly over. 1, 2. Polly out again at 2. Polly wants a win. Polly wants to beat up on the cracker. Doing a good job of it so far. David Houston hanging in there strong, hitting the amazing red twice now on Mad Polly, who's got to take another breather here. Both men now catching their breath and reset about the 11.5 minute mark. Beautiful flipping drop kick by Houston. Oh, nice bridge on the German. 2. No! Polly rolls his shoulder at 2.9, and now he's trying to get him disqualified. It's Mad Polly. Oh, sorry. It's David Houston trying to get Mad Polly disqualified here with a little chair magic. I don't know if Mr. Bigfoot's going to fall for this. Doesn't seem like he's going to. Mad Polly, angered, just brutally powerbombs Houston to the mat. But Houston with a pop-up Hurricane Rana. 2. No! Mad Polly out at 2.9 again. Big double stomp off the ropes by Polly. Houston with another flipping drop kick, though. Back and forth these two go, now quite literally in a strike battle. Super kick by Houston, absorbed by Polly, who drops him with a huge clothesline. Oh, but Houston's up. Upper kick. Now he's waiting for Paulie to stand. Another moonsault press pin, but he's too close to the ropes once more. Anti-Gravity Kid. His aerial offense is kind of his own worst enemy in some cases here. Pop-up Hurricane Run. I may have spoken too soon. 1, 2, 3. What a sequence there at the end. Leapfrogging Mad Paulie and then catching with that pop-up Hurricane Run a pin. The Anti-Gravity Kid, David Houston, snagging victory out of the jaws of defeat. What a match. How'd we do? 89, really? We're giving it more than that, but alright. I'll take it. Alright. I'll just let that get back to the other screen. Or I guess it's just going to sit there until I hit a button. Whilst I update my text file, and then we'll go back over here. Okay, I don't technically need my controller for any of this, but that's okay. I will pop my face back on screen, by the way, during the shows. Only if there's something incredibly important to talk about, like a match or a result that's just out of this world. As each and every GWA roster member is trying to impress, here we have Dragon Rojo Jr. against Adam Page coming your way. Let's get down to the ring for this one. 89% in the opener. As long as we're above 80, it's a successful show, and the sold-out crowd goes home happy. But the higher the percentage is, I believe, the more merchant stuff they buy, etc., etc. Like the more fans come back next time. Word of mouth is a good motivator since we're not doing any advertising. Like there's not even a street team putting posters up. It's just literally like on the marquee of the arena. Once a month, it's like, oh, it's time. Like it might entirely be walk-up business. People just know that once a month you head here for the greatest wrestling action in the world when you stroll down the gnarly wrestling aisle. Maybe it's like a magic thing that it doesn't even exist until the month shows up, like Diagon Alley, since it's the gnarly wrestling aisle. Adam Page looking to establish himself here early. Dragon Rojo doing likewise. Don't know that these two have ever fared against one another in real life. Dragon Rojo, I believe, is from AAA. Either that or CMLL. My apologies, I don't know too much about the luchadors in the game. I just made sure to add as many of them as were actively on the AAA and CMLL rosters. For a more worldly approach, we'll get educated as we go. Based on his date of birth and stuff, Dragon Rojo Jr. in the current or newer generation of luchadors. Undoubtedly turning heads in their home promotion. That's why we invited them to be here in the GWA as part of our roster. They go toe-to-toe with Adam Cole there. Not Adam Cole, Adam Page. My apologies. Cowboy Adam Cole, and then Adam Page, baby. Har har har. Nice butterfly suplex there. Tying Dragon Rojo Jr. up on the ropes there was Page momentarily.
5 minutes gone.
As we pass the 5-minute mark in this, our second of 6 contests in your opening card tonight. Nice release German there. Page, who, as we said, both these gentlemen, I don't think they're quite familiar with the other, trying to establish their offensive dominance. Nice follow-away slam. Let's see Page working his way into the upper echelon of their moveset. Quick leg sweep from Dragon Rojo, just stunning Page momentarily. Get a 1 count at least. Now, Rojo goes up top. Oh, misses a diving guillotine leg drop. That'll hurt the bum bum. Oh, Page just bodying Rojo out of the ring so we can catch a bit of a breather, sending him against the ropes and forearming him over the ropes. That's what he did. Double stomp to the back of Page by Rojo, though, gets him a 2 count. Rojo following up now, coming off the ropes. Nope. Page evades by getting back to his feet. Off the ropes this time, scores with a big drop kick to the face, does Dragon Rojo Jr. But up comes Cowboy Adam Page, or Hangman Adam Page. Cowboy Hangman-ish. I thought Rojo might once again venture to the top rope there. Oh, the Page again with that big forearm. And to slow down the speedier Dragon Rojo Jr. Nice clothesline there, but Dragon Rojo Jr. smartly sending Page to the outside, able to catch his breath, absorb the shock of that recent impact. Oh dear, speaking of, another butterfly suplex by Page. Into the ropes goes Dragon Rojo Jr.'s legs. And Page to bring it on. He can't quite see it if he stays in on the canvas. But oh, a diving guillotine to the back of the head at the 10-minute mark from Dragon Rojo Jr. This could do it. Oh no. Unable to make a pin attempt. As Page is back to his feet and getting himself a little time and space away from his opponent. Able to catch his breath as the Hangman. Oh dear. Oh. Into the Deadeye. He clicked R3. And he gets a 2.9 for his troubles. Dragon Rojo Jr. just able to escape after that Deadeye from Hangman Adam Page. Gets rolled up. 1, 2. Dragon Rojo Jr. out at 2. Looking for something to get him back into the driver's seat of this matchup. Oh dear, that's not going to do it. As Page evades that clothesline in the corner, gets sent back in though by Dragon Rojo Jr., who sets him up for what looks like a 619. Yes, it is. Oh, and then a back brain lariat by Page, cutting Dragon Rojo's momentum right back to the off switch. Big DDT by the Hangman. Dragon Rojo fighting free once again. Spinebuster off the ropes. He's got Adam Page up and dazed. Drop kick to the back. Sends him off the ropes. This time, big pancake. Quite a back body drop, but Hangman Page rolls him up center of the ring. 2, got him! Hangman Adam Page surprising Dragon Rojo Jr. in the midst of his comeback. And just out wrestling the man, gets himself the victory. Okay. Look at that here. 96, now we're talking. 96% from that one. Okay, with a roll-up pin. 15-minute match. Sending everybody home happy. Ooh, let me get the controller and the cursor out of the way. Alright. I think we got a pretty solid heavyweight division brewing. And up next, more examples of that. I checked our roster and we don't, like, even Dragon Rojo Jr., who is listed well under 200 pounds, is a heavyweight. So, like, the only junior heavyweight we have is Bill Bullock. Everyone else is a heavyweight. As far as I can tell. Yeah, the only junior heavyweight we have, oh, I guess David Houston. David Houston and Bill Bullock are the only 2 junior heavyweights we have on our roster still. Nobody else qualifies, even though Dragon Rojo Jr. you would think. So, can't quite activate our secondary title yet. We haven't activated our tag title yet either. Gonna have to make some decisions. I was gonna wait until we have like 20 people on the roster, like a full 20-person roster, before I did the tag belts, but this secondary title is just gathering like mothballs, gathering dust. I don't know. Anyway, we'll have to figure something out in the next year or so. More belts means more, stuff on the line. Mind you, it's hard enough getting our GWA champion booked and healthy and remaining healthy. Speaking of, both El Tejano Jr. and Dave Mastiff looking to leave the other in quite the unhealthy state on their way to victory in this one. Both gentlemen need a win. I think Mastiff a little bit more than El Tejano Jr., but that doesn't mean that El Tejano Jr. is going to let up for a moment under the onslaught of Big Bad Dave Mastiff. Things starting out pretty intensely there. Big headbutt, some forearm shots. A lot of clubbering in this one. El Tejano Jr., of course, will be looking for that Tornado Tejas. Similar name to the Ushigoroshi. Nice tiger driver there out of Dave Mastiff, who, if memory serves, has a powerbomb variation as their finish. Oh dear. Nice overhead belly to belly. Dropping the fist is Dave Mastiff. Low center of gravity from Big Bad Dave Mastiff. Pop his hips and throw you over on some of these suplexes. Early cover there, just sort of testing Dave Mastiff's cardiovascular conditioning. Nice bridge on the Northern Lights from Mastiff. Just putting work in the opening minutes here. Never fault Mastiff their efforts in the matches. It just hasn't really translated into single success so far. Meanwhile, El Tejano Jr., one of the nastier competitors, and by which I mean quite difficult to solve, has El Tejano Jr. been for most of the GWA roster.
1, 2.
Rolling capo kick in the corner. Dave Mastiff gets a 2 count. These two men are slugging it out, headed toward the center of the ring now. El Tejano Jr. in charge, at least momentarily. Back and forth these two gentlemen will go. Nice counter there by Mastiff. Ooh, in the rolling hills. Oof, followed by a big senton splash. The somersault press, as someone call it. I mean, there's no somersault involved. Never mind. It's just a splash. Just trying to give Carpanche his props somewhere. Back into another Tiger Driver from Mastiff. 1, 2. Tejano Jr. out at 2. Trying to keep Dave Mastiff at bay, starting with that suplex. And just shoving him down to the canvas there. Nice takeover from El Tejano Jr., keeping Mastiff off his game. Big clothesline, big boot to the face, but Mastiff just pressing forward. Another overhead belly-to-belly for El Tejano Jr. And a huge powerbomb combination. What strength from El Tejano Jr. getting up the big bad Dave Mastiff. Triple bomb into a cover, 2. Mastiff just rolls the shoulder. And then drops El Tejano with a huge headbutt. Mastiff sent into the opposite corner. El Tejano wailing away. Mastiff trying to reverse. Underhook on that belly-to-belly, throwing El Tejano Jr. into the turnbuckle, but you can see the toll it is taking on Dave Mastiff at this point in the matchup. Nice. Northern Lights with a bridge. 2 count only, says senior official Mr. Bigfoot. Tejano now setting Mastiff up in the corner. Mastiff countering. Oh my god, a super bomb off the top! Oh, and El Tejano Jr. just rolls the shoulder at 2.9. Mastiff exhausted after that amazing jumping bomb off the top. Levels El Tejano Jr. with a big main event spinebuster, but cannot follow up. Another huge powerbomb by Mastiff, but he's unable to go for the pin as he is gassed. Tejano now sending things to the outside where there are no disqualifications or countouts of the GWA ring. I don't know where Mastiff's getting the strength. A huge delayed suplex, and you can see every move. He's got to take his time after every move here. El Tejano with more gas in the tank, absorbing more and more punishment as Dave Mastiff continually fending him off, but can't follow up more than one move in a row. Oh. Mastiff suplex down now by El Tejano, fighting his way free. Now he's able to get his breath. El Tejano trying to get Mastiff back into the ring sooner than Mastiff wants. You can see Mastiff showing the patience to try to get his breath back. Signals to the crowd that he's ready to go again. Now you can see him pursuing El Tejano Jr. here on the floor, where, as we mentioned, no disqualifications or countouts outside the GWA ring. Now the two men content to slug it out. Oh, discus lariat from Mastiff, dropping El Tejano Jr. into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Dave Mastiff with a huge win. My word. Withstood all that punishment. Withstood kind of like pooping themselves out a bit. 88%. All right. That's acceptable, but a huge win for Dave Mastiff with that rolling lariat, that discus lariat. Knocking down and out El Tejano Jr. Probably the biggest win of Dave Master's GWA career to this point, and someone else who wants to get back into their winning ways is Kenta Kobashi, who, despite being the biggest star in the company, and while more on that in the match to follow Kobashi's, despite being technically the largest star in the company, hasn't really translated that into the singles success you think would come along with it. They're trying to get back on their winning ways. Let's see how they do against Bill Bullock. Bill Bullock against Kenta Kobashi. Bill Bullock. Bill Bullock apparently took a look at the last match, trying a pair of discus lariats to open this contest up. Kenta Kobashi easily dodging both attempts. So Bill Bullock going with a poke to the eye to try to maintain the offensive advantage here as this match opens up. Senior Sasquatch recently calling for the bell, and we are underway. Kenta Kobashi having to chase Bill Bullock down a little bit. Slam there by Kobashi, missing wildly with those chops though. Oh, he loves a good chop battle. Kobashi now able to fend Bill Bullock off after that initial onslaught, well, attempted onslaught. The convict Bill Bullock has a bit of an up and down career here. Did not fare very well at all in the GWA Championship Series, but then surprised everyone by upsetting the number one seed in the tournament in the first round. Mind you, it cost them dearly, as both they and Thomas Walker, their opponent, were injured during that tournament. Just getting back into the groove of regular GWA competition. Perhaps starting over a new leaf, perhaps not, as we saw some poke to the eye earlier from Bill Bullock, now a rake of the eyes. But another one of those wrestlers that with just a slight change in attitude could be quite the fan favorite, and we don't really play to heel and face much in GWA. We try to put the best matches in the ring we can. Some of the talent a little bit more older school than that. Thomas Walker amongst them. See them in our main event against the Hell Knight, Mickey Williams. That should be a bloodbath. The two cheats in the league are going to go toe-to-toe for the title of top cheater. My goodness me. Oh my god, burning lariat there to Bill Bullock. I was going to say Kenta Kobashi just trying to chop Bill Bullock down. Just trying to end his career after that half and half suplex. Bill Bullock trying to get something going with that snap suplex of his own. But just doing everything they can to try to avoid Kenta Kobashi at this point. Kobashi's got that offense rolling. Up top goes Kobashi, don't you dare. Big moonsault, but too close to the ropes. It's gonna hurt the knees there, Kenta Kobashi. Think of your poor knees. Oh no! Burning hammer on the floor by Kenta Kobashi to Bill Bullock. Kobashi making the mistake of pulling Bullock immediately back to his feet, and in a frenzy, Bill Bullock doing everything he can to fight Kenta Kobashi off for the moment, including grabbing what looks like a baseball bat, and I was trying to slow things down with a headlock. Bill Bullock in a panic, trying to get away from Kenta Kobashi to shake off the effects of that devastating burning hammer on the floor. Now, there are no countouts or DQs on the floor, so anything goes here, including that brainbuster where he landed on top of a baseball bat. The very baseball bat he pulled out from under the ring, he was brainbustered upon, was Bill Bullock, who now grabs a chair. 0 for 2 in weapon usage. As Kenta Kobashi returns to the ring, a cat and mouse being played. Oh dear. Orange crush by Kobashi, but too close to the ropes. The only thing that saved Bill Bullock there. He's got to get back into this match in a hurry if they have any hope. Any hope whatsoever. Nice swinging neck breaker. And then back to work on the eyes of Kobashi. I guess if he can't see, he can't attack you. That's one way to go. Seems to be Bill Bullock's strategy at least.
Give up. Give up.
Jars one knee and then puts the other in a single leg crab and then gets burning lariated almost out of his boots, and then he's up into an orange crush center of the ring. 2 and 3. An emphatic victory for Kenta Kobashi. A statement win there. Kenta Kobashi looking to reverse their fortunes and end the second year of GWA competition in the upper echelon of the roster. I mean, It was only 75% because he essentially destroyed him. But that's okay. Give the crowd what they want. Nice, strong middle of the card, or upper middle of the card. A nice appearance. You saw Kento Kobashi in action, essentially, in that one. Speaking of in action, we have Ilya Dragunov back, our frequent guest. They have the unenviable task of facing the newest signee to the GWA, the cleaner Kenny Omega. Without any further ado, please welcome to the GWA roster, the cleaner Kenny Omega, and we are underway. Just last week, this very edit, the cleaner Kenny Omega endured a grueling 16.5-hour, one-day G1 Climax style tournament and emerged victorious. GWA officials were so impressed, they immediately offered Kenny Omega a contract, and now they are with us full-time. Ilya Dragunov fighting for a contract. Nice small package there, gets a no count. So we are in the very early going of this one. Nice bow and arrow submission there out of Kenny Omega. Center of the ring. So perhaps a bit of bitterness on the part of Ilya Dragunov for some healthy competition, knowing that the man he faced earned a contract outside of direct GWA competition. Meanwhile, this is the 6th time that Ilya Dragunov has guested with us, has put on spectacular matches each and every time they've been out, has a pretty decent win-loss record as well. What do I got to do to get a contract offer? Dragunov must be thinking, well, a big win, or at least a strong showing against the debuting Kenny Omega could go a long way to getting that offer as soon as next month. And I think Dragunov knows that. Mad Polly was another one that was with us as a guest for a number of shows before we extended them an offer. Saw them earlier in the card there, putting on a banger with David Houston. Speaking of a banger, oh, a cravat out of Ilya Dragunov. The banger I was referring to was a backbreaker from Kenny Omega, but sure, a cravat. Dragunov gonna have to break Kenny Omega down limb by limb. Hard to choose where to start though. Not a lot of cracks in the armor of a cleaner Kenny Omega when they are focused, one of the best wrestlers in the world, when they are focused on being a serious competitor.
1, 2.
Snaps off a head scissor there and gets a quick 2 count as Kenny Omega. We're barely 5 minutes gone in this one. Oh, the torpedo headbutt from Ilya Dragunov. I believe that's one of their signature, if not finishing maneuvers. Kenny countering with another head scissor takeover and a drop kick to the back of the head for Dragunov there. Kenny will be looking to soften up your head and neck for that one-winged angel. Potentially a series of V-triggers, depending on what mood he's in. Dragunov fending him off as best he can here. Nicely done. Suplexes Omega over. Dragging him away from the ropes smartly there. Dragunov, as we said, though a guest, is a veteran of the GWA ring, which is a little bigger than most rings, some would say. If it's meant to emulate a 20x20 ring, this would be enormous in real life. But you need all that room to play. Nice back suplex there from Dragunov. And now a release German. I thought he was trying to get Kenny over the ropes, didn't quite. Kind of tangled up in him though. Continuing his onslaught is Dragunov. Big chops in the corner there to Kenny Omega. Missing wildly with a drop kick though. Is Dragunov able to recover? Oh, on a throwing German suplex, this time into the turnbuckles, goes the back of the head of Kenny Omega, who hits a cross-legged brainbuster. Now coming off the ropes for his own sliding V-trigger. Reverses Dragunov off the ropes. Big clothesline sends him down. As we're approaching 10 minutes here. Kenny looking to end things. Every time he gets that go behind, you got to be thinking one-winged angel. Nice people's spine buster there, followed by a senton splash from Dragunov. Suspiciously familiar-looking Uranagi variation. 2 in a row from Dragunov. Kenny responding with a sliding dropkick into the face If Ilya Dragunov, who maintains their offensive momentum with a big suplex. Kenny fighting from underneath here. He's got to get something going if he wants to get back into this matchup. Signals to the crowd that he's got something in mind, and it's a poison Rana for Dragunov. Now just stomping on the back of his head. A second one in a row from Kenny Omega, who goes outside, waiting for Dragunov to rise. Big missile dropkick, springboard style, to the back of Ilya Dragunov's head. And a Snapdragon. Kenny Omega rocking and rolling here at the 12-minute mark. Another Snapdragon for Dragunov. Trying to fend Omega off here. Big forearm puts Kenny Omega to the canvas. Now these two competitors going tooth and claw, back and forth. Big discus lariat from Dragunov, drops Omega. Oh, dodges a super kick, does Dragunov, and another rock bottom. Into the cover, 1, 2. Kenny Omega out at 2. Dragunov trying to spoil the debut of Kenny Omega here in the GWA. Nice high angle backdrop suplex there. And a kick to the back of the head by Kenny Omega. The cleaner working that head and neck. As we said, trying to soften Ilya Dragunov up for that one-winged angel. Oh, another poison Rana from Kenny. Dragging him away from the ropes. Dragunov fighting back with forearms to the face. Another senton splash. Make it 2 in a row. But Kenny again. With that Snapdragon suplex. And a spinning variation of that rock bottom. Spinning Uranage, let's call it. Dragunov again. Absorbing the blows, doing his best to fend Kenny Omega off. Isn't quite working. Kenny Omega trying to get Dragunov back to his feet. And sets him up for the one-winged angel in the corner. But too close to the ropes. Too close to the ropes is Kenny Omega. It's difficult to get your opponent pinned properly in the southern quadrant of the ring. Kenny Omega fending off a back attack from Ilya Dragunov. Just trying to get him positioned properly. Is the cleaner here. Dragunov with that backhanded chop. Off the ropes he comes. Oh, Kenny Omega barely able to avert it. Oh, pump handle slam variation. Kenny Omega able to fight his way free of. Now busted wide open after a knee to the face from Kenny Omega, who goes right back to the face. And here come the V-triggers. 1 in a row. Oh, goes for 2, but mistimes it. There's Kenny Omega not quite being used to the GWA ring. It was different from the A1 Climax ring, I assure you. Again going for a V-trigger, but both men down. You can see the blood in the eyes and on the chest of Ilya Dragunov as we approach 20 minutes here. Snapdragon. Kenny Omega has had it and says this is it. Off the ropes he comes. V-trigger. Waiting for Dragunov to stand. 2 in a row. Waiting for him to stand again. Up and... oh! Dragunov countering with a huge chop to the chest! What a contest as we approach 20 minutes in this. Your semi-main event. Go behind by Kenny. Poison Rana blocked by Dragunov. Just kicks Kenny Omega down. Omega trying to position Dragunov for something. You just heard the count. We are 20 minutes deep into this contest and both combatants fighting furiously. A huge discus lariat from Dragunov settles that second strike battle in his favor. Jackknife cover. 1, 2, 3. Ilya Dragunov with the win of his career, spoiling the debut of Kenny Omega. That was awesome. I'm happy that he did it. There's no way I can't give him a contract offer now. That's got to be, yeah, 100%. Of course it is. Of course it is. Why wouldn't he? A 5-star classic. Kenny Omega losing in his debut, but what a contest. Interesting stuff. Okay. Big jackknife hold after that discus lariat winning the strike battle. Even after getting busted open, Ilya Dragunov coming on strong there. Wowzers, what a match. I guess Kenny Omega still feeling the effects of that one-day 10-match tournament only a week ago. Okay. Save. Okay, your main event of the first show of the day. Thomas Walker and Mickey Williams, the two gentlemen that hold pinfall victories over your GWA heavyweight champion, Matt Robinson. They will be contending against one another. And Mickey Williams has already had a title shot that Matt Robinson was successful at thwarting his efforts to take the belt off of him. And Thomas Walker recently got a pinfall victory. Let's see if he can beat the former number one contender Mickey Williams in this heavyweight singles contest in your main event. Mr. Bigfoot calls for the bell and we are underway. No love lost between these two. Two of the most hated men on the roster. Mickey Williams for his strategy in every match, which is very weapon heavy, and Thomas Walker for the fact that, with the exception of a couple of moves in his arsenal, he's a pretty clean and talented wrestler and could have probably done quite well in the GWA Championship Series without cheating. But with cheating, went a perfect 7-0 to claim the number one seed in the tournament. Of course, we know that he was upset in the first round by Bill Bullock in that tournament. But very much wanting to get back into the title picture is Thomas Walker, who, in his mind, has already beaten most of the roster. I mean, in his mind and factually, if you go back and look at the Championship Series, has beaten the majority of the roster. That's Thomas Walker. Oof. But it looks like there might only be room for one cheater in our midst. I'd like to point out that when these two faced off in the GWA Championship Series, a match with which Thomas Walker was victorious, he did not use any weapons or underhanded tactics in any way, ensuring that he beat Mickey Williams clean as a sheet. Clean as a whistle. Today might be a different story, though. Not necessarily a championship opportunity on the line, but certainly bragging rights and cementing yourself as the number one contender is on the mind of both of these gentlemen. Mickey Williams has been there before. He's the only one to challenge Matt Robinson in defense of that title. Unsuccessfully, because Matt Robinson is still your champion. But Mickey Williams would love another crack at it, as he's got that torturous headlock on Thomas Walker, at least momentarily. 5 minutes gone in this one, and I don't want to jinx it by saying that neither man has pulled out an implement. Some sort of sharpened device. So far it is a straight up and down wrestling match. As you can see, a lot of submission holds being applied by Mickey Williams, trying to slow Thomas Walker down, the brilliant devil Thomas Walker. Of course, I say that, and there's an immediate uppercut to the ding-dong. Oh, and then that deadlift gut-wrench suplex of Mickey Williams's. That is his finishing hold. Hits it before the 7-minute mark. Nothing fancy about the offense of Mickey Williams. Just maximum violence from the Hell Knight. Brilliant devil Thomas Walker trying to slow things down. Kick to the gut, though. Mickey Williams into the cover. Gets a 2 count, and applause on the kick out from Thomas Walker, who spikes him with a Frankensteiner. Walker trying to get back in this. Release German suplex on Mickey Williams. Just positioning Mickey Williams in the center of the ring. And rub his forearm into the side of Mickey Williams' face there with an arm pin back. And then he stole Thomas Walker's fork. Had his own fork in his arsenal, but managed to steal Thomas Walker's fork and immediately bust Thomas Walker wide open. That is going to play a factor in, as this match progresses, no doubt. Thomas Walker immediately choking Mickey Williams in response. Can't quite get the timing right on that next Frankensteiner attempt. And now Mickey Williams busts out the sickle, further opening the wound up on the forehead of Thomas Walker. Both of these gentlemen like to bust their opponents open. Catches him in pay dirt, does Thomas Walker, but then another uppercut to the ding-dong from Mickey Williams. Hooks the leg, 2, and Thomas Walker out at 2.9. Rolls Mickey Williams up, 2, and no. Sister Abigail from Walker, who's bleeding profusely now. And then Mickey Williams goes back low. Revels in it, and then this King Cobra clutch submission maneuver on the ground. An intense maneuver there from Mickey Williams that Thomas Walker barely survives, especially busted open as he is. Mickey Williams is the only cheapest guy in all of the GWA. Thomas Walker fighting back as best he can. But every time he gets a little bit of momentum... Oh, now we're going low blow for low blow. Nice jumping forearm there for Walker, but you can see he's already slowing down due to blood loss. Rolls up Williams. 1, 2. Barely rolls the shoulder. Thomas Walker almost survived here. Rake the eyes of Mickey Williams, who goes right back to the fork, making that wound worse in the forehead of Thomas Walker. He has till 5 to break and breaks at 3. 5 count is rather generous here in the GWA. 450 splash by Walker, but he's too close to the ropes. Can't quite get his ring positioning correct with that blood flowing into the eyes of the brilliant devil Thomas Walker. Oh no, now an iron claw into the face from Mickey Williams, who pulls him away from the ropes and again attacks with a scythe. Why has he allowed all this weaponry? Ref really needs to check out his outfit before he starts wrestling. Where does he hide all these things? Thomas Walker going back to the top. 450 well away from the ropes this time. 2, 3. Thomas Walker survives and puts Mickey Williams down. Nicely done, Thomas Walker. And I should point out that once again, Thomas Walker defeats Mickey Williams without using weaponry. Mickey Williams used weaponry against Thomas Walker, but not vice versa. As you saw the first time that Mickey Williams stabbed Thomas Walker with a fork, it was a stolen maneuver. So Mickey Williams pulling the fork away from Thomas Walker, so he couldn't use it even if he wanted to. Okay, now we're in the boink behind the scenes portion, so I can get back on screen. All right, we're gonna end the event. Everyone loved it. I mean, 89% audience satisfaction. That's pretty good. Obviously, the semi-main event stole the show, especially with that unexpected Ilya Dragunov victory. That was wild. Yeah, 56-14. Yeah, I don't want to go to a bigger venue until I can definitely sell it out. Will Ospreay, the new IWGP champion. Nick Jackson beats his brother Matt for the AEW Junior title. I don't know who those are. Brian and Boa. Okay, we've got new AAA Tag Team Champions. We have new All Japan Tag Team Champions. Yoshitatsu and Joe Dory. We have new Dragon Gate 6-person champions. Hernandez and Suicide are the Impact Tag Team Champions. Alright. Osawa and I think El Hijo del... Oh, Shinya Hashimoto won the Legends title. El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. and Nosawa are the New Japan Junior... the Noah Junior Tag Champs, so the GHC Junior Tag Champs. Okay, still made 82 grand on that one. Big Japan's doing a singles tournament. The Legends are holding a singles tournament. Okay. Perhaps you get the belt off Shinya Hashimoto. Anything else going on? Finally, a television network. Yes. Okay. 1 year local television. So I'm going to consider this not pay-per-view. We don't have weekly TV yet. These are monthly TV specials that are just like in our area. You know what I mean? Like we're not even nationwide yet. We're in one American territory. We have local television specials once a month on a cable network, let's say. So I'm not going to go too big about, oh, I got to book 4 months of TV or 4 weeks of TV before we do pay-per-views, blah, blah, blah. 1 year, that's pretty decent. Only $3,000 a month though, but again, it's a local broadcasting contract. We can't fire 2 or more wrestlers. I don't intend to fire anybody, so that's okay. I mean, that still means must not dismiss 2 or more. So I can dismiss 1 in the next year. Everyone else has to like leave of their own accord if they're leaving at all. Fair enough. I can do that. Our events will be shown via local. Let's give the folks what they want to see. Oh, Akira Taue has left the Legends promotion. And then we got a little promote or a little popularity boost in Europe. Probably the coverage of Ilya Dragunov defeating Kenny Omega. I'm sure that was featured in the European magazine. So that worked out. Okay, now what I've also been doing, as I think I mentioned, was boosting everybody's salary to at least $1,000. There we go. Everyone's making at least $1,000. Let's save that. I just want to get that out of the way first. Now, how do we do in terms of... Well, training center, let's do our repairs automatically. That going. Okay, everyone's doing well. Is there anything else we can afford? Sponsor benefits reduce price by 5%. That's nice. Increases defense, increases attack. So that just makes people better for being here. Let's level these each up to 3 and 3. Okay. Now, merchandise, how do we do? So we have this. Oh, man. So we busted out blew through all the tiles, blew through all the goods, most of the photos. Flying off the shelves, hope it continues. Okay, so I'm going to make 1,000 of these. And 1,000 of these. And then probably 1,000... Yeah, let's do 1,000 branded snacks. Okay, there we did all the merchandise for the month. Broadcast contract. Must not dismiss 2 or more wrestlers. Or more. 2 or more. Must not dismiss 2 or more. So that means just the one. The way I read that is just the one. The way I think it wants me to say is don't dismiss more than 2. But I don't know. Okay, my scout is still out there. Yep. And I can offer a contract. Well, Ilya, I got to tell you, you're very affordable. You've done some great. The Torpedo Moscow. That was his. That was that headbutt he did there. I mean, based on that win alone, I should offer you a contract. The only thing. Why is Ikiritawa? Oh, I guess the Legends. Oh, the Legends promotion is in Europe, and that's why Ikiritawa is there now. That's fun. So all of the Legends in the Legends promotion will end up in the as European free agents should they decide to leave their home promotion. Okay, Ilya Dragunov. Yeah, because I think Ken Shamrock left Impact. That's why they're there. Unless there's somebody else that's gonna like blow me out of the water, like Kazuchika Okada, for example. Okay. Like, why wouldn't I hire the Rainmaker? Ilya. Dang it. Oh, he's gonna be so mad. Oh well, we're gonna try Okada first, because why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't you? If I can get Kenny... Oh, I can do Kenny Omega versus Okada again in my promotion? I think we'll be okay. Right, BSBB. So they got decent popularity. They have an B plus and an A already. For that popularity, for that attack and defense, the salary that they're charging is criminally low. So let's try to take advantage of that while we can. We're going to lowball their signing bonus, though. $7,500? How about that? This doesn't work. Actually, let me back up. Make sure I've saved. Okay, make sure I've saved first. Okay, I'm sorry, Dragunov. You did fantastically in the last show. You did put on a 5-star match beating Kenny Omega. And I'm going to look to another opponent of Kenny Omega's to join the roster before you. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Okay. Come on down. Okay. That's attempt numero uno. I'm going to try one more lowball attempt, and then the third attempt, if he does not say yes, is definitely going to be the middle bonus. So, like 15 grand. Okay, here we go. Oh, you're right here. Perfect. Okada! Come on down! Nope. Okay, one last chance to get Kazuchika Okada on board. Love that data. Here we go. Alright, Okada. 1,500 there. 15,000 here. What do you say? Double the bonus and... Yes! We signed Kazuchika Okada. Let me just go ahead and tab over here real quick. Make a note of that. So this means definitely next month we're going to try to get Ilya Dragunov because they totally deserve it. They absolutely do. But Kazuchika Okada. has joined the ranks. From Japan. Okay, so that's 3 Japanese talent that I've signed. Kobashi, Mad Polly, and Okada. I think Jack Howard and Matt Robinson should be okay this month. Let's at least save now that we have a new roster member. And then go nope. Records, there we go. Wrestler stats. How's everybody feeling? Howard's good. Houston's normal. Feeling good, feeling good. Yeah, nobody went super hard. Oh, Bill Bullock's feeling poorly. And Dave Mastiff. Oh, and Mad Polly, really? That was quick. Okay. Huh. Well, Bullock and Mastiff I can leave off. Sure. Bullock, Mastiff, Polly are doing poorly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 available talents. I was hoping to do a tag match in... Hang on, let me do some quick booking here. Oh no, I can't do that. They're in the main event. So I have 11 talent. I'm trying to book a card with 14. So I need to hire 3 people, I think. Hang on. Okada's first match shall be against. Got them booked. Okay, so 4 of them are already taken off the board. So that leaves me with 7. Well, let's do David Houston. Okay. I want to see what I can get out of my existing talent first. So let me book a mock event. This isn't going to be the finalized thing, but I was just trying to... Okay, so I'm trying to do 6 matches total. In the 6th match, I want to do our first ever tag team match, where on the heel side of things, we have Thomas Walker, who is also in poor condition? Hang on. Oh dear, oh dear. Mastiff, Mad Polly, Bullock, and Walker. Ah, crap. Well, I gotta rest Thomas Walker then, too. Dang it. Oh, that blows up my whole plan. Okay, so that's 4 people down. I gotta rest Thomas Walker because I was planning on giving them a title shot on the following card since they beat Mickey Williams. Okay, so let's put Thomas Walker versus Matt Robinson in our next match, or in that match. Okay. Well, that frees some people up though, which is nice. We're gonna put Matt Robinson in the main event here. It's a singles contest. Who should we put them up against? I don't want to deviate too far. Let's just put them against David Houston. Somebody familiar. Oh no, I can't. They're facing Okada. Or will be facing Okada. Okay, let me start building matches here. So in our main event styles, we have an affiliation. Let's see what you got. Williams is fine. Walker's bad. Bullock's bad. Tejano's fine, even though they're getting there. Man, not a lot of heel options. Not a lot of heel options. I don't want to do another Mickey Williams main event. I was hoping to put Mickey Williams against Mad Polly this week, or this month. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out how many people I need to get in to help out. Well, let me back up out of all this. So I got 4 people down, I got 4 people higher, or I got 14 people on my roster. I got 4 people down, so I have 10. Yeah. So if I wanted to do the tag match, I can't. If I wanted to do the tag match, or a tag match, I need significantly more. I'm not going to do that. I'll do this first. Manage stables, there we go. Transfer wrestler. Okay, I'm gonna put you into heels, and put Okada into faces. There we go. So Dragon Rojo Jr. is now heel. Technically. Doesn't really matter too much. Okay, I wish you could change the order of them. Okay, just for convenience sake, we just split them off like that. Okay, so I have 10. If I just hired 2 people, I mean, if I just brought back like Ilya Dragunov and then someone else, I could do singles match. Let me do map. Hang on. Hang on. Let me invite Ilya, buddy. I know. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much for coming back. I promise we're gonna offer you a title, or we're gonna offer you a contract. I promise. Like, this is three months in a row now. We're bringing them in the second year. Okay. Dragonov's in. Yeah, so I think I need to do 2 more. No, I got 10. That's 5 matches, but then I just use one of them. I just hired somebody for the 6th match, so technically I just need to invite 1 more person. Yeah, I think so. So let's invite someone else. Let's try to find somebody cheap. It doesn't really matter. Just trying to put him in the opening contest. Not Brian Malonis, we tried them. Brian Myers has been with us before. Be hilarious to bring in CM Punk and put him in the opening match just cause. Like hiring CM Punk versus Colt Cabana would be hilarious. Look at them having matching tights, by the way. Anyway, both repping Chicago. I've tried and tried and tried. I don't know if we're chipping away at the defenses of a Darby Allin or a Delirious, but let's just get this out of the way quickly. Hang on, let's back up. We got Ilya. We got our hiree. Let's go beat our heads against this door for a couple more times. Hey Darby, what do you think, buddy? So weird. What about Delirious? Also doesn't like us for whatever reason. Not at this sort of event. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't want to work a spot show? You're only interested in negotiating if I'm trying to offer you a contract right away? That's not how I do business. How about Will Hobbs instead? Oof. That's too much for Will Hobbs. Alright, let's keep on going down the line here. I'm not even bothering with the 3 strikes thing with these guys because they've just said no so many times. I know it's not going to change. Alright. Frankie Monet we've had before. I feel like we've had most of the $500 talent help us out. Do not want Gargano. Had Gargano most of last. Same as Josh Alexander. Nothing against them, but just had them most of our last incarnation. It's like, I try to pick new talents. Oh man, he'd be a decent signee. B+, coming in with a popularity A. Keeping that in mind. You're definitely shortlisted in North America, buddy. Okay, Coco Beware. Oh yeah, Kona Reeves didn't want to work with us, which I thought was funny. Yep, Kona Reeves is like, nah dude, I'm fine not working anywhere. Okay, what about Stevie Ray? The old reliable Stevie Ray. Just not in this sort of event. Not in ones where you get paid. I don't know what your like what's your disagreement here? Okay. Sean Spears. Shaheem Ali, I think, also refused us. What was that? Oh, every time I see Scorpio Sky, I'm like, oh, Too Cold Scorpio. Wrong Scorpio. Riddick Moss came in for us a little bit ago. Rene Dupree would be hilarious. Let's try it. Rene Dupree! Alright, Rene Dupree coming in. Put them in the opening match. Recently interviewed said that they are constantly turning down return offers from the WWE. I don't necessarily know that that's true. But, you know, you gotta say things like that when you're a free agent or trying to remain relevant somehow in the world of the wrestles. Okay, let's see if I can book a full event now. By full event, I mean 6 singles matches. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so now our new main event would have been a singles match, or excuse me, a tag team match. Matt Robinson coming back into singles action before they have the opportunity to face Thomas Walker for their in defense of their championship. Will instead be taking on Ilya Dragunov in our main event. That brought 442 people. Okay, now let me tab back over to my text file and I'm starting slowly building this thing. Okay, so de facto heel role, Kenny Omega, because they're mad about losing the last match. And I'm not wasting any time putting together Kenta Kobashi versus Kenny Omega. So let's do that in our semi-main. And we also have another debut coming in. So David Houston, again playing de facto heel. Doesn't matter. You are against Kazuchika Okada, our newest signee. Welcome aboard, Kazuchika Okada. Okay, now I have no idea what we're doing. Now in the opening match, we're putting our buddy Rene Dupree in the heel role. There we go, Rene Dupree. Alright. I was gonna say they might have one that's like their old WWE look, but no, this is all... I've been living in Japan for 15 years, Rene Dupree. Okay. So this is what we got to fill out. These 5 people. I think we have 5 people left that are healthy, so it should be okay. Jack Howard's fine, and Adam Page is fine, for sure. Mickey Williams is fine. Mickey Williams, Rene Dupree in your opening contest. I mean, let's go ahead and... You're not going to out-heel Mickey Williams, so let's put them in the heel role. Thomas Walker's getting the week off, or the month off, excuse me, preparing for their title match, but they were just in action last month, so it's okay to put Matt Robinson in a singles match. It's him against unsigned talent Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov pressing hard to get that invite to the GWA roster. Okay, now, speaking of heels, El Tejano's quote-unquote fine, and newly minted heel Dragon Rojo Jr. is doing okay. So we'll put El Tejano here. I love that. I don't know where they wore that, but that's a great look. We'll put them in their red. In their reds. Against... You're good, bad, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad. Rojo can go. Rojo can go. And it's Page and... Okay, it's Jack Howard and Page. So, what we just did. We literally just did Adam Page and Dragon Rojo. Like, literally was on the last show. So let's just get them in the mix. Okay, well, we'll just swap that real quick. So I feel like El Tejano... Yeah, let's try that. We've already filled the place. They don't even have an opponent, we've already filled the place. Okay, just to put it over the top. How are we doing at $40? Less people are leaving. How are we doing on medium haul? 15. Well, that's $150,000, but spending 134. But again, that's a 6-match card featuring mostly our talent with 2 guests. We're charging less, but we just sold out a 15,000 seat arena. I think we're going to upgrade. And then we're going to start. I mean, we did a little advertising this time. With no advertising, we got 12. With a poster, we get... With just a poster. So advertising is only 14.4 total. So it's 120 for the venue. Oof, I gotta make... Oh shit, I didn't make enough merch. This is why you don't make it first. Because I only have 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So I can sell out a 15,000 seater with social media advertising. Is it worth it? The profit margin is very, very, very tiny because those expenses are ridiculous. But the fact that I can now, because we are now on TV monthly, it's going to look better if I have a bigger arena being, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to look better to have a larger arena full on TV, despite the fact that we made less money doing it, because like it's going to look like a bigger deal. All right, let's try it, and then we'll just sort of stick with this 15,000 seater for as long as we can. Start to make more and more money off it as we go. It's also a good test because we're going to run this venue next month and put a title match in the main event. Okay. Can I do more merchandise? See, I got to dispose of it if I just made that. See, I only made like 3,000. Crap. Well, time to make 3,000 t-shirts, just in case. Oh boy. Alright, that's it. That's it. We didn't make nearly enough merchandise, but there's no guarantee they're going to sell it. Branded snacks we already did. Oh, look at those expenses. Wowzers. Alright, we're going to lose money on this show, but it's going to be totally worth it. It's the biggest show we've ever done. Let me confirm the card for myself here. I got to write it in my little text file. Okay, so we got Rene Dupree versus Mickey Williams. We have Jack Howard versus Dragon Rojo Jr. Recently gone to the dark side. And then Adam Page. I'm pretty sure they've fought before, but whatever. Versus David Kingston. And then we have Okada versus El Tejano Jr. Welcome aboard, Kazuchika Okada. And then Kenta Kobashi versus Kenny Omega. And then our main event is Matt Robinson against Ilya Dragunov. Okay. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Okay, our expenses are ridiculous. We might lose money, but we're going to see what happens. Our biggest show to date. We finally have broadcasting rights, so we're going full bore in this one, selling at a 15,000 seater. Yes, please. Let's hope our guests show up. July event. Heck yeah, everybody showed up for work. Let me save that real quick. All right. Get out of the way. Beep, boop. Save this. And we are ready with Year 2, Month 7. Your opening contest. Rene Dupree spent a lot of time, I think, in Noah. Spent a lot of time touring Japan for sure for the duration of their career. A rare stateside appearance for Rene Dupree, coming up against the Hell Knight Mickey Williams. From the main event to the opening match. See, looking to establish themselves. And by themselves, I mean establish the show for everyone watching. Your referee on record, Mr. Bigfoot, and I am immediately delighted as how colorful this new arena is, and how nicely it works with our very brightly colored apron there. I'm very impressed. Very vibrant. Look at all that. Love it. 1 minute parking. The yellow banner. I wish you could just download these as advertisements on King's Play Sports, Jungle Mart. It'd be fun if I could somehow make commercials. Is all I'm thinking, really. Kitchen sink there for Mickey Williams. It is only a matter of time before Mickey Williams busts out his wide array of weaponry that he hides about his person in each and every matchup. I don't know where you're going to put that curved scythe in your outfit that's not going to be problematic for you, but that's perhaps Mickey Williams' greatest skill. Concealing this weaponry in such a manner that he's not, like, hurt himself in the process of, there we go, raking the scythe across the forehead of a Rene Dupree, for example, who surprisingly was not busted open there, and is now taking it to Mickey Williams. Punches and European uppercuts. Punches wins that one. It's a victory for Mickey Williams in that strike battle. Now, getting a little time and distance here with that delayed suplex, sending Rene to the floor. Oh no, following him up and immediately grabbing a kendo stick is Mickey Williams. Not shy about weapon use. As you can see, we have extra enforced guardrails around the ring now to ensure that we do not damage the crowd. Mickey Williams going back and back and back underneath the ring for some weaponry. Doesn't quite need it yet. As you pass the 5-minute mark, he's content to just step on your ding-dong for you. But kendo sticks and chairs galore. I also don't know who's supplying all those. The chairs make sense because they could be extra seating. But why do we have half a dozen kendo sticks under the ring? What purpose do they serve in a normal wrestling match? I have to talk to our production companies about this. As now he goes for another chair, does Mickey Williams. Unsuccessful in a lot of weapon usage, but certainly adept at finding them under the ring, is the Hell Knight, Mickey Williams. Here against the visiting Rene Dupree in the red trunks. Atomic drop there for Rene Dupree. Mickey Williams just kicking him in the face. Welcome to the GWA, says Mickey Williams. With a couple of boots across the nose. Count only. Mr. Biggs for calling for the break there, and now you can see Mickey Williams just biting at the forehead of Rene Dupree, and that has finally busted him open. Williams' MO, bust open his opponents and wear them down from there. As you can see him dropping him on his head and neck with a gut wrench suplex. And then back to the forehead. Mickey Williams chomping away on our visitor. To a count of 4. He has until 5 to break it. He would be disqualified, but he took the full advantage of the 4 count. So now the blood is all over the face and chest of Rene Dupree. Certainly didn't sign up for this. We try to... Oh my gosh! And then just gets crit by Mickey Williams with that deadlift. Oh my goodness gracious me. Rene Dupree, not the best impression by him on us or the organization on Rene Dupree, as he was just knocked smooth out by Mickey Williams in your opening contest. Only the second KO in the history of the league. 2 months ago, at least in game time, the 5th month of the second year, Mad Polly critical guest Riddick Moss, and now we see Mickey Williams dropping Rene Dupree on their head and knocking them out. Okay. Yowza. Let's get back to our screen there. Okay, so only 72%. Got a bit of a mountain to climb. We got 5 more matches to get back into the positive swing of things, to send these fans home happy, though. We will check on Rene Dupree's condition, of course, and give you updates. Thankfully, they're not a roster member, so if they get injured, it's not our problem. I mean, in terms of, we're not going to lose them for X number of months and so on and so forth. It's definitely a problem if somebody gets injured in a match. Hoping to avoid injury but secure victory are both Jack Howard and Dragon Rojo Jr. coming up right about now. We are underway. The Hollywood hunk Jack Howard took last month's show off. Healed up some nagging injuries, now back in action against Dragon Rojo Jr. A recent change in attitude in Dragon Rojo Jr. And all about them. For the losing streak? No, Dragon Rojo Jr. defeating Kenta Kobashi this year in a 5-star match. And then being left off the following show. Their return match against Adam Page, they lost. Now they're here against Jack Edwards. And they've done quite well as Dragon Rojo Jr. against some of the best competition we have to offer. They seem to be getting more and more bitter about being at the bottom of the card, I would think. Jack Howard spiking him with a nice DDT, but Dragon Rojo Jr. powering through it. As they power through that combination there. Howard, him with a headbutt of their own. It's not hurt if you're using it as a weapon. Jack Howard, of course, will be looking for that rating spike package pile driver variation. Oh, shots in the corner out of Dragon Rojo Jr. has a number of aerial maneuvers. I believe their finisher is that diving guillotine leg drop. as we've seen them apply to the back of the head of their opponent in matches. Oof, or across the throat, depending on which way their opponent is lying. Jack Howard doesn't think they're lying when they tell you they're the best wrestler in the world. They're looking to improve that and reestablish themselves in championship rankings here. The big victory over Dragon Rojo Jr. Likewise, as we said, Dragon Rojo Jr. trying to work their way up the card. Big short arm clothesline. Followed up by a diving elbow drop off the ropes into a rodeo stretch from the Hollywood hunk, Jack Howard. Very rarely used submission hold. Jack Howard fighting his way out of the corner, and now a big diving fist drop to the ding-dong of Dragon Rojo Jr. That classic trademark diving fist drop to the ding-dong offense from the Hollywood hunk. Who drops Dragon Rojo Jr. on their neck with a brainbuster. Now coming off the ropes is Howard. Big boot to the side of the head. Rojo in response, a big drop kick to the chest of Howard, sending him crashing to the canvas. And a big headbutt by Dragon Rojo Jr. Trying to follow up as best they can, but get dropped by with a TKO by Howard. Oh!
Give up.
Another torture twist here. Cobra twist. And Dragon Rojo Jr. there, nice submission tactic, but Howard able to fend him off. But too much damage is done. Another short arm lariat there by the Hollywood hunk. Looking to put Dragon Rojo Jr. away before the 10-minute mark. Dragon Rojo Jr. looking to get back into this one in a big bad way. Sets up Howard in the corner. Dives him into the tree of woe now. Kick to the face of Jack Howard. Dragon Rojo Jr. says, "This is it." Sending him up in the corner once more. Able to avoid that drop kick is Howard, but back to the submission. Too close to the ropes. Rojo Jr. here back to the submission once more. Thinks he's got something going. Stretching those abdominal muscles, that rib cage out, working on the neck there. You see as he presses down with both hands on the face and head. Nice spine buster there by Rojo Jr. Gets dropped by a brainbuster, or with a brainbuster by Jack Howard. Sent across the ring into the corner. Howard setting him up for a buckle bomb. Now the Hollywood hunk taking a bit of a breather for himself. And another brainbuster. Howard in firm command, and he knows it. Looking for those triple Germans, perhaps. Dragon Rojo Jr. trying to counter, unable to do so. Big boot to the jaw, and this could do it. He likes to, he likes to set his opponents up toward the center of the ring. Here it comes! Raiding spike toward the center of the ring. He loves to do it out of the corner, running toward the center. But Dragon Rojo Jr. able to get back to his feet before a pin attempt was made. Gets dropped with a brain buster. Definitely the worst for wear is Dragon Rojo Jr. doing their best to survive. Big double stomp to the ding-dong of Jack Howard. 1, 2. Big 2 count for Dragon Rojo Jr. Another short arm clothesline from Jack Howard. He's done several of those throughout the matchup. Getting set up in the corner once more. Howard able to avoid. And then half and half suplex. Dragon Rojo Jr. into the corner. Small package from Rojo, but no hope of a pin as he was too close to the ropes. Got him set up, but no, not enough time. Howard back to his feet quickly. Sends Dragon Rojo Jr. across the ring. Snake eyes across the ropes there. And then another diving fist drop to the ding-dong. Howard's not afraid to go low when he has to. Pop-up powerbomb by the Hollywood hunk. Super kick under the jaw by Dragon Rojo Jr. Fighting for all he's worth. Small package. Too close to the ropes again. Excellent technical ability by Dragon Rojo Jr., but poor ring positioning. As he counters another rating spike attempt. Howard undaunted. Oh no. Super kick under the jaw of Jack Howard. Now Dragon Rojo Jr. looking for something and gets countered himself. Perhaps a spike pile driver variation of his own. Rating spike once again by Howard. Unable to immediately follow up, though. Both men are back to their feet. That's the second rating spike of the matchup. 0 pin attempts. And Dragon Rojo Jr. fights on. Big diving guillotine leg drop across the throat of Howard. But this time, Dragon Rojo Jr. can't follow up. Butterfly suplex with a bridge. This should do it. 2 and 3. Jack Howard taking no chances. After barely surviving that diving guillotine leg drop. Locking Dragon Rojo Jr. into that beautiful butterfly suplex with a bridge and securing himself a victory. 99% audience satisfaction. That'll get us back in their good graces. Okay. Good stuff. Woo! Double arm suplex hold. Bridging butterfly. Sounds better. Alright, coming up next. I feel like these people have fought a bajillion times. I'm so sorry about that. Let me take a look. Yeah, David Houston's already defeated Adam Page in one of Adam Page's early matchups here. In fact, Adam Page not the best win record, it looks like. Last month's victory against Dragon Rojo Jr. was Adam Page's first victory here. Now they're doing a rematch against one of their first opponents, David Houston. So let's get down to the ring once we save quickly. We can't help ourselves. Let's get down to the ring. See how this shakes out. As always, the Creature on feature, the senior official here in the GWA, Mr. Bigfoot ringing the bell, and we are underway. The Anti-Gravity Kid in his traditional red gear, Hangman Adam Page in black and white. Test of strength to start things off. Hangman Adam Page, you would think, would easily win those. Similarly sized gentleman, but David Houston's muscularity is more geared toward speed and his aerial offense. More traditional muscular build for Hangman Adam Page. More technical and power style. Hang on, Mamahi Straw Cradle gets a no count. David Houston testing Adam Page early. And undoubtedly often as he goes for another cover here. And another no count. We're not even 2 minutes deep into this one. Into the Paradise Lock now for the Anti-Gravity Kid. Off the ropes goes Page. Oh, nope. Countering the Irish Whip is Page there. And then hitting a devastating forearm to the side of the face of David Houston. Okay, with a suplex. Back and forth these gentlemen will go. As we said, they've won singles contest in prior GWA competition. David Houston came out and winning into that. Big splash off the top, gets an early 2 count. Almost surprised Hangman Adam Page and was victorious there. Not even 5 minutes deep into this contest. Back to that Paradise Lock. Again, it doesn't look as effective as it is. Pulling on the knee ligaments and the ankles of your opponent, while simultaneously capturing the remainder of their limbs, making it more difficult for them to escape. Upper kick by David Houston, pulling out the more impressive moves in his arsenal, including this. Oh, immediately thrown away. Hangman Adam Page having none of it. Just, nope. Referee barely over. Not going to fall for this chair deception whatsoever. Much like a Bill Bullock or a Thomas Walker have like one move or 1 or 2 moves in their arsenal, they're just weird. That's David Houston's. Nothing weird about that. Amazing Red, though, into the cover. Hangman out of 2 to polite applause from the crowd. Now going to suffer an Angel's Wings at the hand of David Houston, who loves to follow it up with a La Magistral into the cover. Page out again at 2. Another upper kick. This is all David Houston to this point. Page has got to do something to get back into this, and how? This is now sent to the floor by David Houston, who takes time to recover in the center of the ring. Page taking no such time, storming the ring, taking the fight back to Houston. Gets rolled up, but too close to the ropes. Follow-away slam into the turnbuckles from Adam Page to David Houston. And now hits him with another Angel's Wings. Waiting for Adam Page to stand. Beautiful moonsault press, but he missed to David Houston. Page looking to take advantage of that horrible mistake by the anti-gravity kid. Counters a kick into a dragon screw. Sends Houston off the ropes and flips him inside out with a huge lariat, does Hangman Adam Page. Off the ropes once more. A second huge lariat flips him over. And the Deadeye. Adam Page clicking R3 and going into the cover. 1, 2, no! Houston just rolls the shoulder at 2.9. Rolls Page up. 1, 2. Page out at 2. As we approach 10 minutes gone, as you just heard. Oh, we have a different announcer. I just noticed in this building. They go. Page mistiming that latest lariat attempt, and both men are down. Cut him off. Big pile driver to Houston from Adam Page, who applies with an amazing red. That inverted choke slam, but Page rolls Houston up for a 2. Houston going up top. Big moonsault, too close to the ropes. Now the two men slugging it out. Chops and uppercuts. No, says Houston. Super kick to the mush. And off the ropes he comes with a beautiful moonsault in the pin. 2, 3. David Houston winning that strike battle with a beautifully placed super kick, and then following it up with more signature offense. That perfectly hit moonsault. And David Houston remains undefeated against Adam Page in competition. But I gotta tell you, the crowd digs their rivalry. 94%. Good stuff. Alright. There's a feud going on between those two. Adam Page 0-2 against David Houston. We'll be looking to fix that record at some point in the future. Speaking of records, we have someone beginning their GWA journey with us tonight. In their very first bit of competition, our new signee. Excuse me 1 second while I yawn. Our newest signee, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, is going to be facing El Tejano Jr. Let's save the game again, just because I picked up a different controller. I went from my mouse to my controller, so that obviously I need to save. All right, Mr. Bigfoot calls for the bell, and we are underway. That's right, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada is part of our organization now and forevermore. Well, now and until they, get tired of us and quit. Because we cannot fire people, at least for the next year. And this is our first local television special. And we are busting out all of the, we pulled out all the stops. We booked a bigger venue. We actually advertised for once. We might lose money on the show, but we're going to look real good on TV doing it. We sold out this 15,000 seat venue. Bring you the very best in GWA action, and you've seen it up and down the card today. El Tejano Jr. looking to play spoiler to the debuting Kazuchika Okada, much like Ilya Dragunov, an unsigned talent, played spoiler to the debuting Kenny Omega in what was a fantastic contest, and in fact earned Ilya Dragunov a main event slot in this show, where they're going to be facing the GWA Heavyweight Champion Matt Robinson in non-title competition. Matt Robinson wanted a tune-up match before their title match next month, and they'll be defending the title against Thomas Walker.
Give up.
You can hear Okada putting everything they have into these strikes, but El Tejano Jr. able to get better of the Rainmaker. Where goes Okada. Setting up El Tejano in both corners, taking his time. Smartly there. Knew that he wasn't going to get the rush all the way across the ring, and now a bit of a sugar hold here. See that out of Okada very often. I mean, the sugar hold is the seated full Nelson. I forget what that was called. Definitely a variation. Definitely painful. Big black hole slam by El Tejano Jr. at the 5-minute mark into the cover. Just a 1 count on the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Strange to see them without their hype man in the corner. Maybe I haven't been following New Japan the past couple years. since they've been getting more and more quote-unquote Americanized, and it's less what I liked about New Japan, which was just that it wasn't Americanized. Like, less interference, just straight up winners and losers, leave it all in the ring type stuff. They're kind of veering away from that. AEW Dynamite's getting that way too. I understand as a TV product, you can't do too many clean men. Oh dear. Triple powerbomb coming up to Okada from El Tejano Jr. Is he going to go? Oh no, I was going to say he's going to go into the cover there. Goes into a leg lace instead. Triple powerbomb and then trying to submit his opponent. Didn't quite work. Anyway, Dynamite's getting into a bit of trouble with interference before finishes. Just let, like, I know you're not doing schmozzes that cause DQs, which is okay, but having a bunch. Oh, Rainmaker out of nowhere by Okada, but too close to the ropes on the pin attempt. El Tejano Jr. able to survive that initial Rainmaker, and oh dear, Mr. Bigfoot goes down. We have no referee. Big spine buster from El Tejano, and another black hole slam. Into the cover goes Tejano. 1, 2. Okada barely able to roll the shoulder. El Tejano taking it to the Rainmaker in this one. We're not even 10 minutes deep. He's almost put Okada down and out. Back elbow from Okada. Calling for the Rainmaker. And here it is. Flips him inside out once again. 1, 2. Tejano out at 2. We just passed the 10-minute mark. Tornado Tejas across the knee, and he's knocked Okada out. Oh me, oh my. We got a problem with debuting talent. Being put under by our established talent. No free lunch. No free lunch in the GWA. That is our second critical of the show, by the way. Rene Dupree was knocked out in your opening contest. And El Tejano Jr. just knocked out Kazuchika Okada with a Tornado Tejas. That's less exciting than Rene Dupree being knocked out because Okada's a roster member and that might have hurt them. I do have criticals on low. They should not be happening very much at all. I mean, they've only happened 3 times in our history so far, but what a terrible time to have one occur. Kazuchika Okada making their debut, getting knocked senseless by the Tornado Tejas of El Tejano Jr. Okay. But we roll on here with our semi-main event. Kenny Omega, speaking of being upset, was beaten in their debut by Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov will be featured in our main event tonight because of it. But Kenny Omega, undaunted, wants nothing but the best competition that the GWA has to offer. And Kenta Kobashi, more than willing to step up to that challenge. Let's go down to the ring for Kenta Kobashi versus Kenny Omega. As always, the creature on feature, Mr. Bigfoot, calls for the bell, and we are underway. Omega snapping Kobashi over early. Immediately breaks up that small package attempt. Not even a minute gone in this one. Kenny ducks underneath and then gets bowled over on that lariat attempt. It'll take a bit more than that to knock Kobashi down. Nice suplex there from Omega. Kobashi, though, barely feeling it. Pressing his attack with those chops. Big lariat there from Omega, trying to establish the offensive momentum early. Competitors generally trade moves back and forth for the first like 5 minutes or so. And if you can sort of find a crack in your opponent's armor and try to get your offensive moves in more frequently or more powerfully than your opponent's, you can start to sway things in your favor and then take over a match. Where your opponent's going to try to keep things evenly, dishing out as much as they're taking and vice versa, as long as possible until they can get the advantage. And then press towards that inevitable victory for one or the other of these competitors. Another no count there. Seems to indicate to me that this one might go a little bit, go a little ways in terms of time. Oh, our first 1 count of the matchup, and just barely. After that strike battle was won by Kenta Kobashi. I don't want to anticipate by saying this one could go in excess of 20-25 minutes and then have it like end on another crazy critical or anything like that. So quick pin attempt after a body slam by Kenny Omega. Just gets a 1 count, just sort of testing the mettle of Kenta Kobashi at that point, I would think, who backs Kenny into the corner and chops away at his chest as the 5-minute mark is passed. Another body slam into a pin attempt by Kenny Omega. Using these early and often, and then Kobashi straight back to the chops, this time trying to seize up the neck and shoulders of Kenny Omega, who counters that half-and-half suplex attempt into a beautiful moonsault out of the corner. Quick 2 count on Kobashi there. As you see that explosive offense from Kenny Omega. One of the hallmarks of their style. Orange Crush by Kobashi, center of the ring, gets a 2. Oh, Kenny counters it into a DDT that time. Nicely done. Kobashi going right back to work on the head and neck of Kenny Omega. Hits him with another Orange Crush. That's 2 within a minute, and Kenny Omega just gets the shoulder up at 2.9. Kobashi looking to make Kenny Omega stay in the GWA a terrible one. Omega looking to get their first win. Snapdragoning Kobashi over, positioning them on the eastern side of the ring now. Cross-legged brainbuster by Omega. Off the ropes, he's, nope, trying to position himself, but Kobashi's back to his feet. Kenny didn't have time to get whatever he was planning. Even attempted. So now positioning himself, a Snapdragon again to Kobashi. Throwing him against the turnbuckles this time. And another cross-legged brainbuster. Kenny Omega starting to bust out the heavier offense. It's going to start to take its toll on both men. As your bigger moves drain more of your own stamina. Oh dear, Kenta Kobashi does not want Kenny Omega to take his back, so to speak. As the majority of his most deadly offense comes from that position. Kobashi back up, another Orange Crush, the third of the match, 2! Omega out at 2 again. Kobashi going up for a big moonsault. Too close to the ropes though, pin attempt is thwarted. Undaunted, huge chop combo. Finishing with that roundhouse one to the side of the neck of Kenny Omega, who counters with a Snapdragon. Pulls Kobashi away from the ropes. V-trigger. Waiting for Kobashi to stand. Look out, Mr. Bigfoot. V-trigger. That's 2 in a row to Kobashi. Waiting for him once more. 3 in a row. Omega's thinking V-trigger. 4. Says this is it. 5 in a row from Omega. Looking for a half dozen. 6 V-triggers in a row from Kenny Omega to Kenta Kobashi. Burning lariat from Kobashi. 1, 2, no. Kenny out at 2. What a sequence. Absorbing half a dozen. V-triggers to the face is Kenta Kobashi and still able to brainbuster Kenny Omega down. Oh dear, poor timing sends both men crashing to the canvas, but Omega is up long before Kenta Kobashi is. 2 men content to slug it out. Forearms and chops. Big super kick by Kenny Omega. Settles that argument for now. Forearm shots. Kenny Omega trying to get the back of Kobashi once more. Gets spun around into another burning lariat by Kenta Kobashi as we approach 15 minutes gone. Omega blocks. Kobashi's another attempt at an Orange Crush. Gets a vicious chop across the back of the head. Spiked again with a DDT by Kobashi, but Omega rolls through. Sends Kobashi to the floor. Omega needs a bit of a breather. Kenta fights his way back to his feet, but he's dazed, so he takes a bit of a breather himself, and we reset at the 16-minute mark. Kobashi back with that vicious chop combination. Spinning Uranagi from Kenny Omega. Going into the corner. Shining Enzigiri. Shining Black, as it's called. To Kenta Kobashi by Kenny Omega. Ugh. Almost a Kamagoye. No, whatever the Bushi's is. And now we're back to the V-triggers. 2 in a row. Mr. Bigfoot, careful where you run here, pal. Oh, Kobashi dodges the third. Poison Rana by Omega. Inside out, jumping moonsault to the back of Kenta Kobashi to follow it up. And then an orange crush from Kenta Kobashi. 2. Omega out at 2. Burning lariat by Kenta Kobashi. Sleeper suplex dropping Kenny Omega on his head. 1, 2, 3. Kenta Kobashi with a sleeper suplex puts down Kenny Omega, who is 0-2. 0-2 in GWA competition. Very interesting start to their career here after going nearly perfect. I mean, only one loss in the A1 Climax. Such is the level of competition here in the GWA. Kenny Omega, another fantastic match, but another losing effort. After a sleeper suplex drops Kenny Omega on his dome. Kenta Kobashi picking up the win. My word. Now it is time for your main event. Matt Robinson, your GWA heavyweight champion, taking on young upstart Ilya Dragunov, not even signed to the company, but last month beating the debuting Kenny Omega in a 5-star classic. Matt Robinson requesting the singles match as a warm-up for their future title defense against Thomas Walker. Let's see how the champ fares against the unsigned Ilya Dragunov. Would send shockwaves through the wrestling world if the unsigned Dragunov can knock off the GWA champion in singles competition here. So you can see Robinson going early for that armbar, the move he used to secure the belt in the first place. Dragunov is going to be looking for that diving torpedo-style headbutt off the ropes, which he hits in the chest of his opponent with a guided missile strike, but using his own body as a projectile. Robinson again rolling through to that armbar, but you can see Dragunov's got his legs wrapped around the bottom rope there, immediately getting the break called for. Nice counter there by your, I don't want to say challenger, because they're not contending for the title here, but a non-title action, should you end up pitting the champion, there's a good chance you have a future title shot in the cards. Ilya Dragunov, as we said, not even employed officially by the GWA, but impressed so much in their match last month, knocking off our newest, at that time, newest signee, Kenny Omega. And got the champ's attention for sure. So we have this singles contest headlining the show tonight. It has been mostly Dragunov. We know the strikes of Matt Robinson are deadly, but hasn't quite been able to employ them as often as he should be able to. Nice senton off the top by Ilya Dragunov. Hooks a leg deep here. Got a 2 count on the GWA champion. Hook kick by the divine Matt Robinson. Hooking the leg and getting a 1 count of his own. Just past the 5-minute mark, the action spills out to the floor. There are no disqualifications or countouts outside of the GWA ring. As you can see, our international commentary team there helping bring the action to you. I don't know why we have an international commentary team when we only have local TV, but whatever. I mean, if we're local to where I am orbiting above Canada, that's going to be at least English and French commentary, so that's something. Let's assume they're doing English, French, and Spanish, so we're going out overall across most of North America. Big rock bottom style Uranagi from Dragunov on the floor. Signature offense from both of these men. And there's nothing the ref can do until they roll back into the ring. There we go. You can only win the match inside the ring. Dragunov with a huge DVD, a Death Valley driver. to the divine Matt Robinson, pulling away from the rope, but opts not to go for the cover there. Oh, Matt Robinson shoves him into the corner and almost kicks his head off. Just getting angry as Matt Robinson. You can see him laying in those forearms. Could have resulted in a referee stoppage there if Dragunov was unable to defend himself sufficiently or break the hold. You can hear the effort Matt Robinson put into that lariat. And now the divine intervention. Rolls him over, but he's too close to the... Oh, no, he's not. Two. Thought he was going to be too close to the ropes there, but Dragunov able to kick out a two regardless. Excellent resilience there shown by Ilya Dragunov. As we said, fighting for a contract with the GWA in here against its champion. Matt Robinson trying to set Dragunov up for perhaps a second attempt at that divine intervention pedigree style maneuver. Oh, sit out dominator instead, and now Matt Robinson pulling Dragunov away from the ropes, rolling the man over. Another big knee to the side of the jaw from the divine Matt Robinson, who follows it up with a big clothesline, and now another knee. Trying to knock Ilya Dragunov out. Double stomp to the chest that time. Rolls through into that armbar, but again, Dragunov's got that bottom rope. He's got him figured out. Big senton splash to the back of Matt Robinson. Going back up is Dragunov. A second one misses. Robinson pulls him to his feet. Dragunov sends him off the ropes. Big falling lariat. Into the cover goes Dragunov. Two. Robinson kicks out. You can see the toll's taking on the champ there. Both of these competitors have been going at it at a high velocity for over 12 minutes now. Big discus lariat from the champ. Puts Dragunov down and allows Matt Robinson to catch his breath a little bit. That'll help as well, sending Dragunov to the outside. You can see Matt Robinson, middle of the ring, catching his breath. Dragunov does the same and reset to the 13-minute mark here. Spinning chop to the back of the head of Matt Robinson. A second one from Dragunov. Got the champ reeling. Suplex counter by Robinson, sending Dragunov to the floor when he follows him out. No countouts or DQs. When you're on the floor of the GWA ring, anything goes until they get back inside. Oh, big kick to the side of the head. Matt Robinson laying in those strikes. Not to be outdone, Dragunov chopping away. Big clothesline from Robinson. Both of these gentlemen well aware that you cannot end this match until you're back inside the ring. This is purely to damage the other. Robinson there throwing Dragunov back in the ring. Into the divine intervention. Critical! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness gracious me. That's our third critical of the night. Must be something in the water. But Matt Robinson, I would say definitively defeating Ilya Dragunov at the 15.5-minute mark. Knocking his competition out is your World Heavyweight Champion. Goodness gracious. Oh good, we were over 80. 87% overall, 15,000 strong in the arena. Hopefully nobody's hurt. Oh, 16,000 strong. Wow, that's $165,000. That should help us. We're still gonna lose money on this show. Oh, we got new NXT Junior Tag Team Champs. We have got new CMLL Tag Team Champs. We have new... Oh, Joe Doring is the Triple Crown Champion. Bob Backlund and Leona have won the Noah belts. Chono beat Shinya Hashimoto, or at least won a tournament to beat that belt. Oh, we made money! Holy crap, we made almost $100,000 still. How? How did we do that? Whoa, we made a ton of t-shirt monies. We sold out so many things. Well, that's cool. Yeah, how much did we pay just in salaries? We're about 20 grand a month in salaries, which I expected. Okay. Okay. Okay, WWE has a singles tournament coming out this month. Good for them. Good for them. Oh, we're behind the scenes, so let's do this. Paige and Kobashi have been feuding for a while now, but hostilities finally exploded between them. The industry is in an uproar. Paige and Kobashi. Paige and Kobashi. No problem. You want Hangman Adam Page versus Kenta Kobashi? Guess what I just penciled into your semi-main event on the next show. Kenta Kobashi versus Adam Page. Done. Done. You're going to get that. You're going to get Thomas Walker versus Matt Robinson for the title in your main event. And then we got to fill out the rest of the card. Sounds good. All right, let me scroll up and check out our roster here. Okay, we got a lot of crits. We had some crits. Some people got hurt. Oh dear, how's everybody doing? How we doing, everybody? This. Oh! Oh dear. They are doing well, but their neck is red because they got crit. Same with Dragon Rojo Jr. Doing well, quote unquote. Got knocked smooth out. Oh no, they weren't knocked smooth out. They were just part of a match. Okay, they just had a rough match. So, oh yeah, Dragunov is probably hurt as well. Okay, I have 14 people. Right. Okay, who can't go? I just went. Who shouldn't? Like, I shouldn't put Okada back in the ring. So Okada can't go. Because they got knocked out last time they were here. So that takes them out of the running. Who else can't go? Okay, they say they're fine, but Dragon Rojo Jr. should not go. So Dragon Rojo Jr. and Kazuchika Okada can't go. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 12 people on the roster that can put me on 6 MHs. That doesn't mean we're still not going to hire somebody. Okay, so let's see how they're feeling. Are they going to be beaten to crap? No, they're fine. They're perfectly fine. They were crit as well, but they are perfectly fine. All right, we're going to try to hire Ilya Dragunov finally. Here you go. Ooh, fine. Strike one against Dragunov. We're going to try to lowball them twice, and then the third time around we'll give them the middle wage and see what's up. Okay. Resources, offer contract. You gonna play hardball now? How about now? Yeah, that's what I thought. Ilya Dragunov! Welcome to the team, Ilya. I swear I will eventually spell your name right. Okay, so that's another European representative. Just like Dragon. Okay. So the next hire I need to do, I have an extra Japan. I need to go around like Latin America, USA, Europe again before I go Japan. Okay. Alright, so we hired somebody. Finally hired Ilya Dragunov. Congrats. Ooh. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so if I just invite one person, I feel like, because I have like an uneven number of talent currently, if I invite one person, God, I'd love it if I could afford Batista. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, I technically could. It's a heck of a move. What if I try to get Batista and then try to win the Legends title? It's not my, or the Hall of Fame title, excuse me. It's not my fault that the Hall of Fame doesn't exist anymore. Okay, I'm going to back this up and save it. I actually need to run to the bathroom really quick. So I'm going to do that, and then I might try to bring in... He's already 10... Hang on, let me do this really quick before I go, because I'm just going to disappoint myself later. I'd rather disappoint myself sooner, because he's 10 grand for a monthly salary for a single event. He's going to charge us an arm and a leg, I'm sure. $57,000. That's a tenth of our resources. Is it worth it to try to get the Hall of Fame championship? All right. Something to consider. I'll be right back. I'm just going to run to the bathroom. Are we back? The other thing I have to consider in potentially bringing in Batista. Let me back out. Take a look at. Actually, let me look at all the free agents. Does anybody else? That's it. It's because you have a belt. Let me go all the way down. All of these free agents. Nobody else has a belt. So if I can invite them. Hang on, who do I have? I got most people available. The people I don't have available are fairly new. I'm scouting my roster right now. Who can I put against Batista that should have a good chance of defeating Batista? All right, we'll see. We'll see. Oh boy. Okay, so more people are going to show up already because Kenta Kobashi versus Adam Page, which is a hot feud. I'm gonna try it. The worst thing they can do is say no. Wait, save everything again. And for this event, this is a huge ask. This is a huge cost. But look at that popularity. Look at all that. Look at all of that. We're gonna try to get Batista in, and we're gonna have them put their Hall of Fame title on the line. Okay, here we go. We got Batista. We got Batista in. Oh boy, did we ever get Batista in. Okay, so let's save that. Okay, let's do training center repairs. Okay, this is a big get. Now I got to figure out somebody to put against them. That's the only person I'm bringing in because we have 2 people we are resting. We hired a Dragunov to bring our total to 15, but we had 13 available. And then we just brought in Batista, so we have 14 roster members. We should be able to put on a 7-match card to try to fill this thing as best we can. Okay, so produce merchandise. T-shirts are still here. Everything else got blown out. Okay. So one of these, or 3 of these, one of this, and 3,000 snacks. Okay. If we're in a 15,000 seat arena, we can at least feed a 1/5 of the crew. Okay, here we go. Title match. Title match number 1 in your main event. Matt Robinson facing Thomas Walker. I didn't even look to see if they were feeling better. Everyone's good? Yeah. Okay. In your semi-main event, Batista. Challenger to be determined. Okay, in your opening match. Oh, match number 5. Here's the one that they're all clamoring for. Adam Page. Kenta Kobashi. Boom! 3,000 people showed up just for that one. Okay, so let's look at everybody else. Let's actually go here. Hall of Fame Heavyweight Championship belt. Batista, I feel like Kenny Omega hasn't won, so I can't do that yet. I feel pretty confident in Jack Howard, though. Looking at everybody else. Yeah, I'm going to go Jack Howard versus Batista for the Hall of Fame Heavyweight Championship. That's fun. Fingers crossed. If Jack Howard wins, then we're going to have 2 heavyweight titles in our promotion. It's not our fault that the Hall of Fame collapsed. Okay, so here we have Dragunov back against a rematch. Dragunov and Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega incensed. Looking for any way to get that first win against the newly contracted Ilya Dragunov. Alright, on the heel side of things. We got lots of stuff to do. Okay, I'm gonna do yeah. Let's do El Tejano, David Houston. We'll do Bill Bullock. Dave Mastiff. We've already sold this place out. And then in our opening match, Mad Polly. Mickey Williams. Ooh, getting close to selling it out at 20 bucks. Okay, if I go down to 10 and don't advertise, sold it out still. Okay, how many am I bringing in? Okay, hang on. That's 10,000, then said I'm bringing in 6,000 more. So that's almost 17,000 in a 15,000 seat arena. So I'm making, okay, so I'm making 160, spending in 120. Our first, of course it's the, I'm trying to do a show quickly, right? It's the biggest show we've ever done. So I'm not going to book this and then like not display it, right? So how do I do here? With a TV commercial I could sell this thing out, but at the same time, that's $220,000. But I'm making 300 at least. Oh, that's not. Okay, let's do that. Let's go from there. 10,000 to here. So it is definitely, it's still 16,000 people. So I'm making 320,000. So I'm 100 over the expenses there. I think I'll be okay with here. Okay, so we went all the way to TV, from no advertising to all the way to TV commercial. Profit margins though, profit margins. That's pretty close to full, and it doesn't, and it saves me $70,000. I'm gonna go with that because that gets me double. Yeah, print ad is fine. Print ad is fine. Let's do that. We didn't sell it out, but we're charging double. I feel like since we put that big match together, perhaps more people will show up day of. I don't know, but this is what we're going with for the card. So let's get in there. Okay, in fact, before I do that, I need to instead write it in my little text file. So I have big smiles. I have in our main events. Oh, looking at the game. There we go. Okay, in our main events, we have Thomas Walker versus Matt Robinson. I have Jack Howard versus Batista for the Hall of Fame Championship. Kenta Kobashi versus Adam Page in the hotly contested feud match that they wanted. Kenny Omega looking for revenge against Ilya Dragunov. Also looking for their first win as a GWA competitor is Kenny Omega. And then El Tejano versus David Houston. I gotta... Hang on a second. I just realized I'm doing 7 matches instead of 6. So I need to do a little of that. There we go. Okay, so match number 2. Okay, Dave Mastiff, Bill Bullock. Dave Mastiff versus Bill Bullock. What a card! And our Mickey Williams versus Mad Polly to open things off. That's going to be a good one, I think. I think that's going to be a heck of a contest. Alright, so this is our big beefy show we got today. Heck yeah. Okay, $20 a seat. Almost sold out the building, but again, we're just trying to do everything in stride. Okay, I think I did everything I need to do. Let's do personal advice on trust. Everyone seems good. Let me double check on consultations first to make sure everyone is... Oh, I can only consult with whoever's not actually wrestling. Okay, is everyone over $1,000 at least? Okay, that was my main concern. Okay, Dragunov, I'll have to do you next month. I should have consulted before I booked the show. Like immediately giving them a raise, but that's okay. All good. I can't make any more merchandise. I already, made those beds. I'm gonna lie in it. So, what else does I have to do? I know what I have to do. Get myself out of the way. Bing bong. And then we can go back here. Save it once more because we're obsessive. And then proceed, and hopefully our one guest shows up. Oh gosh, Batista, you better show up. The grudge match between Paige and Kobashi is finally happening. The hype brought out a larger crowd than we normally see. So that's praise there. Did I sell the place out? Oh, okay. Very close to a sellout. So it brought like an extra 100 people or whatever towards the end there, but I'll take it. It's not full, but those 14,963, only 37 shy of a sellout, paid 20 bucks a head. So we made almost $300,000 off the gate. I mean, like, that's gross, obviously. We're gonna we got a lot of expenses and stuff in the middle. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time describing the card. Let us just present the card, starting with Mickey Williams Mad Polly in your opening contest. Expect this one to be a bloodbath. As we are underway, the creature on feature, as always, Mr. Bigfoot, ringing the bell. And here we go. You'd think these two would be strange bedfellows, potential tag team. And, very violent, very powerful, all noir-clad gentlemen, but I don't think Mickey Williams gets along with anybody, least of all himself. So him trying to find a tag team partner for an eventual tag team division in the GWA seems highly unlikely. Our one attempt at a tag team match to this point has already been thwarted. Or was thwarted last month. And now you see Mickey Williams immediately going to the forehead of Mad Polly, and despite the face paint and heavy costuming of Mad Polly, I can see that they have definitely been busted open. Yep, I can confirm that now, as every time they hit the canvas, they're going to be bleeding upon it. Not a very severe cut, but nonetheless troublesome for Mad Polly. Just going to do everything in their power. They're winning ways here. At least stay competitive as one of the newer roster members here in the GWA. 2 big title matches for you today in your final show of the evening. Or the afternoon, I guess. Speaking of evening, now that we've wrapped up the A1 Climax tournament, I must inform y'all that starting next week, we are going to be moving the GWA itself to prime time. That's right, starting next week with what will be our 53rd week of broadcasting the GWA and Fire Pro Wrestling World. That's right, this will mark 1 year. At the end of this broadcast marks 1 year, and next week is our 1 year anniversary. We are going to spend that 1 year anniversary upgrading ourselves in more ways than one. First off, we're going to be moving to prime time, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. starting next Thursday. And I've also been investigating some mods and other things that might come into play if I can get them to work successfully without breaking the game. So some slight tweaks to gameplay. I just want, like, I could take or leave the blood staying, which is one of the options, but there's definitely one involving submissions that changes the game for the better in a way that I think should be just implemented at the base level. But if I can mod it and get it in there, I will. Big gorilla press slam and double stomp by Mad Polly there. Putting themselves quite well since being busted open, but you see Mickey Williams targeting that offense now on the head wound of Mad Polly with that torturous headlock. He's got that King Cobra clutch as well. He applies from the ground. Very much designed to choke out their opponent and squeeze the blood out of their face, as they will inevitably have been busted open by Mickey Williams. You can see after every major move now, Mad Polly's having to catch his breath. Meanwhile, Mickey Williams right back to work, chomping away on that forehead, just opening Mad Polly up further. And now just an uppercut to the ding-dong from the Hell Knight Mickey Williams. Gets a 2 count against Mad Polly. Crowd applauding the heart of Mad Polly fighting on here. Not even 10 minutes deep and has been bleeding profusely for the majority of this matchup. Mad Polly just trying to slow things down here. Catch his breath in more ways than one. As you can see, every time he hits the canvas there, more and more blood. Mickey Williams right back to the forehead, making full use of that count. Had he held it till 5, he would be DQ'd, but he breaks it 4. Big double stomp by Mad Polly, trying to get back into this. Nice gorilla press slam. You can see, again, every major move, Mad Polly's got to catch his breath. Oh, shot to the ding-dong from Mickey Williams. The disregard he shows for all of his opponents is just disgusting. Mad Polly kicks out at 2 after that low blow. Only a matter of time, though, at least in the mind of a Mickey Williams. For Mad Polly succumbs to the blood loss. Oh, geez. Now just stabbing him in the back of the neck. Ref, that's 100% illegal. I don't even know why you're administering a 5 count. Just get him out of there with those weapons. Oh, Mad Polly went for a power bomb, but Mickey Williams just poked him in the eye to counter it. So proud of himself. And then back to the scythe goes the Hell Knight Mickey Williams. Off the ropes comes Polly. Mickey Williams dodges the big flying Vader attack there. And Polly able to take him down and get his breath back, at least momentarily. Off the ropes he comes again. Again, Mickey Williams able to avoid it. And Polly, you can see, just sucking wind after every major maneuver. Big powerbomb attempt coming up. Gets it. Folds him up. 1, 2. No! Mickey Williams just rolls the shoulder as the blood of Mad Polly pours on the face of himself and his opponent. Big splash. 2. No! Williams out again. Mad Polly doing his best to seize the moment while he has it. Short arm clothesline by Mad Polly. Sends Mickey Williams off the ropes. Big back body drop. Oh, and then right back to the forehead goes the Hell Knight Mickey Williams. Breaking it 3 this time, making sure he's not DQ'd, but doing a lot more damage, just making sure that wound stays fresh. Oh, with a scythe this time to the face of Mickey Williams into the King Cobra clutch. That will do it. Mad Polly, no choice but to tap out after all that punishment and blood loss, to be honest. Nothing Mad Polly can do in that situation. Mickey Williams not relinquishing the hold after the bell either. 98, what a way to start the show though. 98% approval, I'll take it. Big win for Mickey Williams there. Uh-oh, it's a nightmare scenario. Okay. Like it's a nightmare scenario, the game is frozen, but it was just my controller had turned off. It's like, uh-oh, this is what we dreaded. This is why we save all the time. Game just crashed. Did not crash. Controller turned off. All right. Dave Mastiff, Bill Bullock. Let's get down to the ring for this one. The creature on feature missed a Bigfoot, calls for the bell, and we are underway. Dave Mastiff wasting no time going for an immediate suplex, but he's countered. Mastiff back in the trunks after spending his last match in his singlet. Perhaps chafed his rather impressive chest hair. So he went back to the big trunks to Big Bad Dave Mastiff. Low center of gravity on both of these gentlemen. Mastiff more of a power guy, as you shall see. The convict Bill Bullock. More of a jack-of-all-trades, master of none. Looking forward to solidify their identity here in the GWA. Nice double underhook on the belly-to-belly overhead throw by Big Bad Dave Mastiff. Again, a very impressive moveset, but not the win-loss record that one would want. He did, of course, get himself a huge victory a couple of months ago against El Tejano Jr. Continue their winning ways here. It's the convict Bill Bullock. Not one of the more successful competitors in the GWA, but they give it all they've got. So you can see them hammering away in the back of the head of Dave Mastiff there. Also able to roll him off. Now just poke to the eyes there. Bill Bullock, the convict. Another one of those competitors that with just a slight change in attitude. Just get rid of the poke to the eye and the low blows. Be a real fan favorite. Can really turn his life around, could the convict. Bill Bullock. I feel like a nickname like the convict may be holding him back. And there's no holding back when you're on the floor of the GWA ring, as there are no countouts or disqualifications. Anything goes, including stealing your opponent's Phoenix Plex hold on the floor like Dave Mastiff just did to Bill Bullock. Stealing his finishing maneuver and nailing him with it on the floor is Big Bad Dave Mastiff, who follows it up with a rolling heels back inside the ring. Big senton splash now. Looking for a power bomb. Gets it. Mastiff electing not to go for a cover, though. What a sequence of moves. Turns him inside out with a lariat. This could do it. 1, 2. No. Bullock out at 2 after an impressive series of moves there from Dave Mastiff, both in and outside of the ring. As we said, both of these gentlemen would love to get the win to further establish themselves in the rankings as a productive and victorious member of the GWA roster. It behooves everyone to try to work their way up the card to face, eventually face the GWA champion, who at this point is Matt Robinson, defending his title in your main event against Thomas Walker later today. But that's not the only championship matchup we have for you. That is right. We have the biggest guest we have ever secured in the history of GWA in your semi-main event later tonight. Batista is here, defending the Hall of Fame championship against our very own Hollywood hunk Jack Howard. That's coming up later today as this show progresses. Big stomach claw from Bill Bullock. This could do it. The deadliest move in wrestling in the early 80s. There was a 2 to 5 year stretch where the stomach claw was the most feared maneuver in wrestling. Big powerbomb by Mastiff. Dropping a fist this time across the chest of the convict Bill Bullock. Goes big bad Dave Mastiff, who gets leveled with a discus lariat there. Now it's Bullock's turn for his own Phoenix Plex. Center of the ring, critical. Oh dearie me, we've knocked another one out. Bill Bullock defeating Dave Mastiff. I don't know why he didn't just hold for the pin. With that Phoenix Plex. My word. Crits are coming fast and furious now, as these matches are getting tougher. 87% there. Oh dear, oh dear. KO. We had 3 criticals on our last show. Half of the matches finished in a KO. I hope that this doesn't... I hope this isn't a sign of things to come for the remainder of this evening, as some of the competitors that got beat up by getting knocked out had to be left off of this card. Look at you, Okada. We will check, of course, on the condition of Dave Mastiff at the conclusion of this show. Coming up next, though, El Tejano Jr. versus David Houston. Mr. Bigfoot rings the bell, and we are underway. These two competitors on opposite ends of the blocks in the 8-person championship tournament at the end of year 1. Had both matches gone differently, had David Houston's match gone differently, this would have been the finals, but David Houston was beaten by Matt Robinson in the finals and ended up facing El Tejano Jr. for the then vacant GWA Heavyweight Championship. El Tejano Jr. hasn't had a rematch yet. Hasn't earned a rematch yet, I should say. Should keep them in mind for future title contention, depending on the results of today's matchup between Robinson and Walker. But both Houston and El Tejano here going to climb the ranks, get into title contention for one or potentially both of the championships here in the GWA. Again, depending how the evening goes, we could have ourselves a second heavyweight title in the organization. Pending the results of a Jack Howard Batista matchup coming up in this very broadcast. Since we've gotten this TV contract, we're going all out on these monthly television specials, trying to garner ourselves a national deal that would mean pay-per-view, that would mean weekly television, that would transform the way we do business here in the GWA.
Give up.
Houston with a roll-up. Looking for an early victory. No such doing. Just a 1 count there, but he's Undaunted in his attack, snaps off a head scissor, followed by a moonsault press. Too close to the ropes, so no pin attempt, but excellent aerial maneuvering by the anti-gravity kid, David Houston. You can see him hitting that somersault press. A bow and arrow submission there that El Tejano fights his way free of. El Tejano should be very familiar, if not intimately, with the moveset, particularly of a David Houston. Certainly stylistically, he's going to be familiar with that type of offense, coming as he does from the Lucha Libre promotions of Mexico. Much like a Dragon Rojo Jr. also on our roster. Big clothesline there. Tejano definitely more of a power wrestler than is a David Houston. Nicknamed the Anti-Gravity Kid for a reason. Nice last rights, likes to follow this up with a Magistral, too close to the ropes for it. So he's waiting for El Tejano to stand. Rolls him up, nicely done, and Astro head scissors into a pin and almost puts Tejano down. Just able to get the shoulder up at 2.9, rolls him up once more, 2. Tejano out again to the delight of the crowd. Just trying to slow things down. Brass knucks! Brass knucks to the face of David Houston. 1, 2, no! The power of the punch! Out of nowhere from El Tejano Jr. Out of the view of the referee. Now a big diving somersault senton splash by El Tejano Jr., but too close to the ropes. Houston missing wildly with a pin attempt, but hits that upper kick. Tejano counters and responds with a black hole slam into a cover. 2. Houston out at 2. I'd say the tempo of this match certainly changed once El Tejano Jr. busted out that those brass knucks and hit Houston with the power of the punch. See Houston now furiously whipping off that head scissor takeover, trying to keep El Tejano in the center of the ring. Where he can roll him up. 1, 2, no! Tejano just rolls the shoulder at 2.9. Houston trying to weigh his options there. Trying to get Tejano set up for something. Gonna have to fight for it though, as both men are going at it. Big boot by Tejano. Drops Houston for now. Tejano gets his breath back. Oof. And then gets it stolen with that enziguri. You can see the effect this match is having on Houston. Big last rights by the Anti-Gravity Kid. La Magistral Cradle. Too close to the ropes. Upper kick by Houston. You can see that he's gassed every time he stops. Could pull Tejano away from the ropes, but couldn't follow up with anything significant. Could David Houston. That's pretty significant though. The amazing red into the cover. 2. No. El Tejano out again. Tejano suplexing David Houston to the floor to get himself some time and space to catch his breath. Smartly done here by both competitors. And we reset at the 13-minute mark. Tejano says this is it after that short arm clothesline. Houston with a drop toe. Beautiful moonsault to the back of El Tejano, but Houston cannot follow up. Both of these men battered and bruised after this contest. Another last rights. Angel's wings, I should say. Off he goes. Got that pin attempt, but he's too close to the ropes this time. Tejano working the midsection. Tejano shoots him into the corner. Big splash. Tejano looking to set him up for their Tornado Tejas, perhaps. Miss times the move coming off the ropes, and both men are down in the southern quadrant of the ring. Difficult to set your opponent up here for a pin. Tejano just sends Houston to the floor and retreats to the center of the ring smartly. Both men catching their breath. Here we go again. Houston with a big slam. El Tejano Jr. with a big suplex. Both men are down. Tejano is up first, but barely scoops him up for an air raid crash. Into the cover. 1, 2. Houston out at 2. Another big punch from El Tejano puts him down. Another suplex sending Houston to the outside. Tejano really taking his time here in the latter stages of this matchup. Houston up top. He's going to wait for Tejano to stand. What does he have in mind? Rolling pin with the head scissors. Takes him down and pins him. David Houston, beautifully done. It's the victory against El Tejano Jr. Perhaps putting an end to... Nice, 5-star match. Perhaps putting an end to El Tejano Jr.'s title hopes for now. As I said, they were in the finals of the title tournament with Matt Robinson back in the day. What's going on with this? It's turning off well before the 10-minute mark. I wonder if it's out of batteries. Okay. Let's save that. Your next match, a rematch of Kenny Omega's initial contest here in the GWA, demanded this rematch after Kenny Omega went 0-2 and Ilya Dragunov ascended to the main event and was signed to the GWA roster. That did not sit well with the cleaner Kenny Omega, and so we have a rematch from earlier today in terms of broadcast. 2 months ago was this singles contest. We have both Ilya Dragunov and Kenny Omega under GWA contract. Kotaro Crusher there, the leapfrog bulldog of Kenny Omega. Some more signature offense. Mind you, it has not helped him at all to this point. Has hit one-winged angel in his 2 matches. Hit it on Ilya Dragunov, but he was too close to the ropes to even make a proper pin attempt. Did not hit it at all in his last matchup against Kenta Kobashi. So the lore, or the allure, the kayfabe of the one-winged angel is still technically in place. No one has kicked out of it per se, but he has not yet hit it in a position to actually make a proper pin attempt as Kenny Omega. And so far, in the 3 minutes that we've seen of this rematch with Ilya Dragunov, it has been mostly Dragunov, now secure in their ability and in the knowledge that they are a contracted, gnarly wrestling aisle competitor. Pump handle into a power bomb, gets a 1 count. As Kenny's having a rough time getting out of the blocks here. That took a little while for them to figure out what they were going to do. The end result is a big drop kick from Ilya Dragunov. Falls up Kenny in the corner, and now steals his double underhook pile driver. Is Ilya Dragunov stealing a move out of the playbook of Kenny Omega? Who now sets Dragunov up in the corner. La Magistral from Kenny, but way too close to the ropes. That's going to be broken up immediately. Kenny off the ropes again. Nope. Thought he might be starting a V-trigger combination, but not yet. 5 minutes gone in this one. Again, that just speaks to the level of competition in the GWA, that your A1 Climax champion, Kenny Omega, who only lost 1 match in their entire single-day tournament of 10 total matches, went 9-1 to win the A1 Climax, is 0-2 since becoming a contracted GWA star. Gets bowled over there by Dragunov. Does Omega. It's a big backhand chop. The confidence level of Ilya Dragunov off the charts currently, even being knocked out in his last contest, because he was knocked out by the GWA heavyweight champion Matt Robinson in the main event. You got to go down. You're going to go down swinging. Oh, nice snapdragon there from Kenny Omega, who's now setting Dragunov up for the Shining Black 3/4 of the way across the ring that time. Another pump handle powerbomb by Dragunov. Got Omega pinned. 2 counts as senior official Mr. Bigfoot. Kenny Omega trying to fight his way back into this thing. Cross-legged brainbuster. Good place to start. Some more of that signature offense with the cleaner Kenny Omega coming to the forefront here. His own version of the double underhook pile driver. Into the cover. Deep hook at the leg. 2. Dragunov out at 2. Saw Dragunov use that very move out of Kenny Omega's playbook earlier in this very match. Kenny going up. Aussie moonsault to the floor and nails him. There are no countouts or DQs out here. Kenny Omega might be putting that to his advantage. Big Snapdragon suplex to start things off. Dragunov suplexing Omega in response. Into the corner goes Ilya Dragunov. as we pass 10 minutes now. Looks like he's going to try to German suplex him into the guardrail. Meanwhile, he eats another pump handle powerbomb from Dragunov. Can't hold it for the pin down here, though. Sending Dragunov into the guardrail is Kenny Omega. Nice high angle backdrop. You saw the back of Ilya Dragunov's head bouncing off the guardrail. I don't really know what good a roll-up attempt is on the floor, but Kenny Omega might have just been trying to position Dragunov in a certain spot for something. As he now immediately sends him back out to the floor to catch his breath. More mind games being played by the cleaner Kenny Omega as we reset 12 minutes deep into this contest. Kenny Omega into the corner, nice back elbow there. Going up top, 450 splash to the back of Dragunov, now encouraging his opponent to get up is Kenny Omega. Not before he hits another 450 splash to his back though. Kenny can't follow up as Dragunov socks him in the face with a big forearm. Here they go, chops and forearm shots. Big discus lariat for Dragunov, got him! Ilya Dragunov, 2-0 against Kenny Omega. Omega 0-3 in their GWA career. Winning the strike battle. That shouldn't have turned off. Yeah, I think this battery must be dead. 88%. That rolling lariat winning a strike battle is Ilya Dragunov, and he once again puts Kenny Omega down. That's crazy. All right. This is the match that everybody showed up to see. Kenta Kobashi, Adam Page. Let's get to it. We're going to be in overtime, so I'm just trying to get down to the matches as quickly as possible. Coming up after this matchup are two main events, two title matches coming up following this grudge match between Kenta Kobashi and Adam Page. Adam Page winning that early test of strength, surprising Kenta Kobashi there. He replies with his signature chop combination. That being the medium version, the more intense version where he does a roundhouse chop to end it out. Big kitchen sink knee lift there from Kenta Kobashi. Both of these men working their way up the card for future title contention. Big DDT there from Kobashi. Well, that was okay. Woo. That seemed like it froze for a little bit there when we got back to it. Small package by Kobashi gets a 1 count. We're only a few minutes into the contest, so I wouldn't count on these roll-ups being too deadly to start with. Off the ropes they come. Page able to duck, but Kobashi able to follow up with a body slam into a quick cover again for another 1 count. Kobashi just taking the measure of Page with these early pin attempts. Page trying to fight his way back into it with a nice double arm suplex. A second one here. Nicely done by Hangman Adam Page. And the big kitchen sink knee lift by Kenta Kobashi, who could be looking for, nope, alright, just a normal suplex. Could have been looking for the orange crush. Likes to hit it early in his matches. Just Kenta Kobashi, I've noticed.
5 minutes gone.
If he can do it. Big DDT there, we're on 5 minutes deep. Oh, rolling soul butt. Just trying to drive the wind out of his opponent. Take your wind away, a wind away, a wind away, a wind away. Kobashi setting him up. Big brain buster there. And Adam Page's turn. Hit a nice suplex, getting him a little time and space as he sends Kobashi to the floor. And you can see Adam Page desperate to catch his breath in the center of the ring there. Big burning lariat puts Page down, almost out as he's barely able to roll the shoulder at 2.9. Almost knocked out already by Kenta Kobashi at the 7-minute mark. Page is a heck of a mountain to climb to get back into this one. Starts with a simple body slam. Suplex there. Kobashi able to roll through. Sending Page off the ropes. Traditional bulldog there from Kenta Kobashi. Page has got him up. Ushigoroshi by Hangman Adam Page. Damaging the head and neck of Kenta Kobashi, who replies with an orange crush, but too close to the ropes there. That may save the matchup for Hangman Adam Page. No such luck this time. A second orange crush, center of the ring. 1, 2, no! Page barely rolls the shoulder. Kenta Kobashi pressing the attack. Vicious chop combination. And a bulldog there from Kenta Kobashi. Adam Page has a heck of a lot of work to do, as we've said. A couple of orange crushes already headed his way. And now a Deadeye by Adam Page drags Kobashi away from the ropes into the cover. 1, 2, no! Kobashi out at 2. 10 minutes deep into this one. Nice fall-away slam by Adam Page there. Things are getting hot and heavy as we pass the 10-minute mark in this one. The finishing maneuvers are coming out. Haven't yet seen Adam Page go for a buckshot lariat. But I'm not sure how you really tweak the AI to get them to do that. It's a very strange outside in. I don't even know if it's a grapple or if it's just I don't know if it's a grapple move from the apron to the inside of the apron, because those things are very, very rare to happen. Anyway, we'll be looking for that Deadeye, that inverted pile driver, inverted kudo driver, excuse me, pile driver variation. Will Hangman Adam Page, who is bringing it to Kenta Kobashi here at the 12-minute mark of this contest. Big orange crush coming from Kobashi, though. 2, no! Page out again! Just barely able to roll the shoulder once more to 2.9, and then Kobashi sends him to the floor with a suplex, follows him up. There are no countouts or DQs on the floor here. Maximum damage time for both Kobashi and Hangman Adam Page, depending on who's on the offense here on the floor. Page trying to seize up those arms. No such doing as he's thrown into the guardrail, and Kenta Kobashi able to catch his breath there. Hang on, hang on. Big pile driver by Page on the floor. Just stomping away in the back of the head of Kobashi now. Release German on the floor as well. Working on the head and neck of Kenta Kobashi is Hangman Adam Page, perhaps setting him up for a second attempt at a Deadeye. Oh gosh! Burning hammer by Kobashi on the floor! Kobashi rolls back inside. Hangman Adam Page got to be on fumes after that burning hammer. Drops him to the pay dirt, aka complete shot. Another Ushigoroshi from Hangman Adam Page across the knee. Oh, and those vicious shots from Kobashi just dropping Hangman Adam Page, who fights his way back with a drop toe hold. Another complete shot sent into the ring. This is anyone's contest at this point. Kobashi with a big bulldog. Cresting towards 20 minutes. Page able to fight his way free. Big back brain lariat to Kobashi into the cover! Just a 2 count. You can see the toll it's taken on both of these gentlemen, Page especially, in terms of cardio conditioning. Oh, cloverleaf time from Kenta Kobashi, and Hangman Adam Page taps out. Just like that, Kenta Kobashi with another win, working his way up the card. Yeah, the controller should not be turning off at the time of these very short matches. I feel like the battery's probably Kaplitsky. I guess I should charge it. I haven't even been using this though. The red thing. Like I've used my console all week. Anyway, Kenta Kobashi, big clover hold, 93%. I'll take it. All right, we got 2 big title matches coming your way to end our show. Come here and save real quick. The biggest / most expensive guest we have ever had in the GWA, Hall of Fame heavyweight champion Batista is here, and he's putting that championship on the line against the Hollywood hunk, Jack Howard. without any further ado, let's get down to the ring and see what happens when the Animal Batista collides with the Hollywood Hunk with championship gold on the line. An immediate attempt at that butterfly suplex from Jack Howard. And now Howard winning a test of strength with the Animal Batista. That's a bit surprising. And we are underway in this matchup. Your semi-main event, Batista, Hall of Famer, the Hall of Fame champion, that now defunct promotion of Hall of Fame talent, putting their title on the line as a guest here tonight. As we said, the most costly guest in the history of the GWA, but should the Hollywood Hunk Jack Howard be able to wrest the championship gold away from Batista, the cost of his showing up today will be negligible based on the prestige and notoriety earned throughout the promotion, or by the promotion throughout the wrestling world. Should we, and by we I mean Jack Howard, be successful in wresting that championship away from Batista. The very royal we is that it is going to be better for our organization as a whole to have this championship belt. We'll see how things go. We're thrilled to have Batista regardless. Going to work now as they are on the Hollywood Hunk Jack Howard. You're not going to outpower Batista for long, I don't think. There's evidence there by that suplex attempt by the Hollywood Hunk, who has a size advantage on Batista, being the taller of the two athletes. But in terms of musculature and strength, I would for sure give that advantage to the Animal. Big, powerful body slam there, driving the Hollywood Hunk into the canvas. Sending him off the ropes this time, but Hollywood Hunk Jack Howard countering the Animal's Irish whip. Now just Batista battering Jack Howard in that strike exchange. Follows it up with a short arm clothesline. Drops him down into a crossface.
5 minutes gone.
Forgot that they gave Batista the crossface after he who shall not be named passed away. Big spine buster there into the cover by Batista. 2-0. Batista not wasting any time going for their heavy-duty signature offense. Howard doing their best to slow things down here with that rodeo stretch, but it is all Batista in the early going of this one as he sends Jack Howard to the floor so he can catch his breath. Excellent showing by the Animal in the opening moments of this contest, I must admit. Here comes that butterfly suplex attempt again thwarted by Batista, who again takes his time after sending Jack Howard to the floor. Off the ropes he's sent. The People's Spinebuster by Batista there. Back into the rodeo stretch by Jack Howard, trying to stretch out the arms of Batista with that interesting submission maneuver. If nothing else, trying to slow things down and catch his breath as Jack Howard. As the majority of Batista's offense is all power. Again, trying to slow things down with the Boston Crab there as the Hollywood Hunk, but you can see the toll it's already taking on him. People's Spinebuster into the pin attempt. Almost puts Howard away. Does Batista. Sending him off the ropes this time. Another big Spinebuster. Thumbs down, says Batista. Got to be looking for that Batista bomb. Meanwhile, Jack Howard trying to position Batista eventually for that rating spike, that package pile driver variation of his. We'll see who can hit their finish first and who comes out on top in this one. He says, and then we see the big Batista bomb. 2. No! Howard rolls the shoulder. Survives the Batista bomb. At the 10-minute mark, does the Hollywood Hunk, who hits a nice follow-away slam and now into a triple German combo. He likes to bridge on the third. 1, 2. Batista kicks it 2. Jack Howard, as we said, trying to fight their way back into this. Got a long way to go. Nice follow-away slam to the Animal. Diving fist drop to the ding-dong. And finally, definitive proof of the size of it. Rating spike by Jack Howard, but Batista's right back up to his feet. Big amaze impact from Batista. The inverted chokeslam, commonly called the Amazing Red by David Houston in this very league. Diving elbow drop to the small of the back. as Howard's doing his very best to try to fend off the animal here. Does not have long in this matchup if things continue as they are. Another fall-away slam by Hollywood hunk Jack Howard. Pulls Batista back to his feet. Off the ropes he comes. Nice kick to the side of the head of the animal. And now Jack Howard setting him up in the corner. Gets thrown outside the ring and Batista follows him up. No countouts or DQs out here. I don't know who this favors. So far, Batista with that big slam. And another big slam. Sorry, a backbreaker that time. I thought he was going to backbreaker slam him. Oh, just manhandling the Hollywood hunk is the animal Batista. Bouncing him off the turnbuckle, off the post. Running power slam on the floor. Howard able to fight back with a short arm clothesline, but it's mostly Batista on the ground here. Nice boot to the face there of the animal. And a DDT from Howard. As we get toward the 15-minute mark, and both of these men are exhausted. Rating spike on the floor! Wait a minute! He critical him outside the ring! What does that mean? What does that mean? Jack Howard wins by referee stoppage due to critical at the 15-minute mark. Hang on. Did Jack Howard just win the Hall of Fame championship? I have to check with the rules here. He won by referee stoppage. And we have a new champion! Jack Howard has won the Hall of Fame title from Batista! Holy moly! With a rating spike on the floor, knocking the animal out, resulting in a referee stoppage. Let me get back on screen. Jack Howard defeats the animal Batista by knockout. And we have a new Hall of Fame champion, our very own Hollywood hunk, Jack Howard. Wowzers. What a turn of events. As that match was mostly Batista until that rating spike on the floor and the animal was unable to continue. Now you know that titles can change hands on referee stoppage. Holy moly. And that's not even the main event, because in the main event, your GWA champion, Matt Robinson, the Divine One, is going to be taking on the Brilliant Devil, Thomas Walker. Let's get down to the ring for this. What a finish to that other match. Sending shockwaves throughout the industry. Batista no longer Hall of Fame champion. Jack Howard of the GWA, the current Hall of Fame champion. And we have 2 heavyweight titles in our organization now. We have a secondary, the secondary belt is the Hall of Fame championship. Not nearly as prestigious as the GWA title that Matt Robinson in the teal is currently defending against the Brilliant Devil Thomas Walker in the black and purple. In this, your main event, and what a show it has been, in front of the almost 15,000 strong here in the arena. The biggest show in GWA history. Oh, Kenny Omega, still winless in their GWA career. I'm just looking at the show in general. Kenta Kobashi, working their way up the card. Heck of a win streak for Kenta Kobashi. Lost to David Houston earlier this year. Lost to Dragon Rojo Jr. Had a losing streak for the beginning of year 2, but has really turned things around, has Kobashi. Avenging losses to David Houston. I think. No, he didn't beat him yet. No, he's not avenged his loss to David Houston. Anyhow. Doing quite well beating Kenny Omega there. Excuse me, beating Adam Page. Kenny Omega was defeated earlier by Ilya Dragunov. Still winless, as we said, is the cleaner. Wowzers. What an interesting roster we've developed for ourselves. Thomas Walker, the Brilliant Devil. Successful in defeating Mickey Williams in their last singles contest. Mickey Williams being the first competitor granted a title shot against Matt Robinson. Thomas Walker the second, proving themselves, not only beating Matt Robinson in singles competition, but then defeating Mickey Williams in singles competition without using a weapon in the following month, in their following matchup. Matt Robinson taking on Ilya Dragunov last month as a bit of a tune-up, ending up KOing the newest signee in the GWA, Ilya Dragunov, in that contest. Not as significant as the critical we saw earlier today, though, just in this past matchup that allowed Jack Howard to win the Hall of Fame championship from Batista. At least we can be assured that the GWA championship is staying in the GWA at the conclusion of this matchup. It was 50-50 in that other one, as we had just brought in Batista for the one shot. And they did the honors. The time-honored tradition. As now the divine Matt Robinson looking to avenge their poor singles record against Thomas Walker, the only undefeated member of the GWA Championship Series, who almost puts Matt Robinson down with that beautiful swinging neckbreaker variation. The Divine One's got to get something going here. Like we said, the Brilliant Devil, one of the best competitors in the world. If only they would stop cheating. If only they'd stop bringing that fork into play. Mind you, we're almost 10 minutes deep into this contest, and we have not seen it to this point, but we've seen a divine intervention by Matt Robinson into the cover. 1, 2. Thomas Walker kicks out at 2. Robinson right back to the attack. You can hear the effort on that suplex, now just trapping Thomas Walker in a figure 4. Brilliantly positioning himself between Thomas Walker and the ropes so that he can't reach them. Oh, and then a shot to the ding-dong by Thomas Walker in response. If you could just be, like, more sportsman, like, you'd probably be top of the heaps here. As Matt Robinson, again, slowing things down with that scissored sleeper. Nothing fancy about it, just trying to choke the life out of his opponent so they cannot continue. Nice counter there by your champion, Matt Robinson, again. Divine One starting to rock and roll here. Thomas Walker doing everything they can to cut them off. Saying to the crowd that they got something in mind. Big diving European uppercut there off the ropes by Walker into the cover. Got him! At the 11-minute mark, Thomas Walker knocks out Matt Robinson, and we have a new GWA champion. 2 title matches, 2 new champions crowned tonight. In the worst match on the card in your main event, but that's okay. 11 minutes even. A running European uppercut knocks Matt Robinson out. Not what I was expecting, certainly, but we'll take it. And we have a new GWA champion. That's right. Thomas of GWA won the GWA heavyweight belt, but Jack Howard also won the Hall of Fame championship belt. So now we have 2 titles here, in front of almost 15,000. That paid $20 a pop. Cedric Alexander is a WWE Junior Champion. I don't know which Andrews is that. Mark Andrews maybe of NXT is the NXT Junior Champion. We have new Dragon Gate champions. Ryo Saiti and Brother Yashi. Yes. I don't know who in the Legends those would be. We still made $157,000. Okay. Okay. That's the thing we did. For sure. Yeah, we did really well on merch. Ticket price, $20. Attendance, 14,693. So that's a bunch of money. Expenses. Yeah, the venue is the biggest thing there. Salary's about $20K. That's what I wanted. Advertising was $30. Venue was... And our guest wrestler was $57,000. But we got a belt out of that 6-man tournament from New Japan. That's the only one running this month. Anything else of note before we sign off? Akira Maeda has left Legends as well. Okay. I'm not necessarily going to be jumping on all these things. Oh! Dragon Rojo Jr. and our champion Thomas Walker. They want to book that. Okay, hang on one second. Dragon Rojo. I'll do that as a non-title match for the new champ versus... So long as they're both healthy. And I don't think that 11-minute match necessarily hurt them. Okay, I have that penciled in. By which I mean I wrote it in my text file. I have that text filed in. Thomas Walker and Dragon Rojo Jr. You got it. Our new champion. We're going to have a nice singles match for him. Okay, let's check this. Let's do our Hang on, let's do our training center maintenance right away. Okay. Doing great. Okay, these are all level 3. Let's get that up a level 3. There we go, that's as high as I can go for now. Merchandise! Photo collection we're going to leave. We had 3,000 of them and we have this many. I'm not going to do anything else. We sold it out of everything else. I'm going to leave that for now. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Yeah, it's totally turning off my my controller really quick. That's why it's getting weirdly paused. It must be the battery's running low or something. Let's recharge it. Okay. Sponsor contracts were good. Broadcast contracts, we just can't fire people. Merchandise I'm going to worry about after I book the event, because now we're in the 15,000 seater sort of area. Let me check real quick my wrestler stats. How's everybody feeling? Oh, ho, 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 ho. A couple of title holders. Okay, Kobashi's doing poorly. Adam Page is doing poorly. These are other notes that I'm just putting in my text file really quick so I know who I can and can't use to start with. Okay. So, Kobashi's doing poorly. We're going to give them the month off. Who else is doing bad? Ooh, hang on. Tap, tap, tap. Oh yeah, this thing turned off. Kobashi, Adam Page, El Tejano. Oof, Dave Mastiff is hurting. Okay, man alive. So that is Kobashi, Page, El Tejano, I think, was the third. Yeah, El Tejano, and look at poor Dave Mastiff. They say they're good, but look at that. So I'm going to leave them off too. So that's another 4 off the roster for now, like out of contention for next showing. Fortunately, none of them are like it's not Dragon Rojo Jr. or Thomas Walker. So we have our main event grudge match with our new champion that we're going to be showcasing. We have everybody else is available, including Okada and Omega, etc., etc., etc. So, let me take a look at my hirees here. We have 3 from Japan, we have 2 from Europe, we have 2 from the States, we have 2 from Latin America. So, Latin America, Europe, or the USA. One of those. Or I just did Europe. So Latin America, yeah, Latin America, Europe, or the USA, and then we're tied up 3-3-3. Okay. So not from Japan. We will be finding somebody to hire next week. I'm going to try not to do that off air. I know I get excited and do it off air sometimes, like this week. Let's check our personal advice. Jack Howard? Jack Howard. Okay. Let's do some consultations then. First, we're going to consult with Dragunov and give them a raise. Yeah, now you're over $1,000 like you should be. And then we're going to consult with Jack Howard. Thank you for winning this belt. Have a tiny raise. Let's go personal advice trust. El Tejano. Okay, El Tejano. Resources. How's El Tejano doing? You're not even wrestling this month. You got a tiny raise. Tiny raise for you. Okay. Personal advice. Wrestlers all think I'm on the tops. Good stuff. Title belts. We finally have a second champion. Matt Robinson won it, defended it once, and then lost it to Thomas Walker. And then the third champion, Pedro Morales, won the Hall of Fame belt, lost it to Batista, and then the show that they lost to Batista on, the promotion folded. Batista hadn't been featured anywhere since. So that happened like the 3rd month of this universe's existence. So the belt lay dormant for over a year. And then when Batista finally got back in the ring, he was knocked out by Jack Howard. We have a new champion. So we have the GWA Heavyweight and the Hall of Fame Heavyweight Championships in the GWA now. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I know we're still dead last in a lot of areas, like overall popularity, wrestlers, gym assets, title belts, etc. But that's fine. We do what we can. That's all good. Promotion stats. How do I do result of previous events? Just on my... Oh, there we go. Page up and page down. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to see. So they had a 10,000 seater. Holma and the Amazing Red. It's your best match on the show, it looks like. I'm just trying to look at that. Like, what did they do? What's the best match on the show? Only a 3,000 seater to crown a new junior heavyweight champion, but Cedric Alexander over Kofi Kingston in the finals. Mandy Rose Kofi, Ricochet Lana, Bianca Belair Cedric, Humberto Carrillo, Xavier Woods. Interesting, very interesting. AEW, meanwhile, selling out a 15,000 seat arena, not unlike us. Matt Sydal, Evil Uno, hell of a match. JD Drake Butcher, hell of a match. Brian Pillman Jr. and Cash Wheeler in a draw. Perfect. Priscilla Kelly Alley, hell of a match. And then your Shoko Nakajima versus Chris Jericho main event, no good. Okay, ooh, about 10,000 and a 15,000 seater for NXT, who start real strong with Kushida and Isaiah Scott. Swerve Scott, that is. Bourne and Zaya Brookside having a real good match. Joe and Ginny, don't know, against Kaylee Ray and Wild something? Wild Boar, maybe? 96%. Another tag match, LA Knight and Ember Moon against Alexander Wolf and Piper Niven, I think? 98%. Dexter Lumis versus Eddie Dennis, 95%. Raquel Gonzalez versus Samir Singh, 99%. Heck of a show they put on, but couldn't fill the arena. Alright, only 1,000 for the CMLL show. Saw a really good match with Atlantis versus Universo 2000. A perfect match between Espirito Negro and Sanson. Another really good match between Blue Panther and Hechicero. Another really good one between Mysterioso Jr. and Barbaro Cavernario. Or Barbaric Caveman, I think that's what that means. Really good tag match. And then, I don't know who the partner of Disturbia was, but against Virus and Hellsong. Okay, so they sold the place out and put on a really good show, but they can probably book bigger than that. Like, here's Big Japan in a 10,000 seater. Meanwhile, Hollywood Hogan stinking up the joint. Every time they put him in a match, they do not do well. Hollywood Hogan. Oh, mind you, they're being evaluated by Hardcore. I would love to watch one of these. Kankuru Hoshino versus Hollywood Hogan in a Hardcore match. Okay. Quiet Storm and Takuya Nomura with a nice draw for 83. That's their best so far. Yeah, not a big appetite for hardcore wrestling, it seems, in this universe, or whatever the reason. Another 1,000 seater for the other Lucha promotion, AAA though, starting off hot with Tito Santana, not that Tito Santana, the current one. Australian Suicide and Moko Kota Jr. having a pretty decent match. There's a perfect one between Monster Clown and Dave the Clown. The Clowns exploded for a 5-star classic, as did Nino Ambergursa and Chessman versus Keira and Shani. Another perfect one in the main event. Like, if you want to finish strong, and strong they did. Okay, let's see what Ring of Honor was up to. Shane Taylor and Flip Gordon for 100%. I don't doubt that at all. Shane Taylor's awesome in this game. 10,000 and a 15,000 seater, pretty good. Tracy Williams, Dan Moff. Dan Moff coming in. Former legend, return to action, I guess. Having a really good match there. Brody King, Mark Briscoe doing all right. Angelina Love versus Vincent in your main event was a barn burner. Okay. DDT, meanwhile, filling out a 10,000 seat arena. Starting real strong with Antonio Honda versus Naomi Yoshimura. And then going way down from there until we hit Uni versus Rekka. Uni, by the way, is an 11-year-old girl. Okay. Let's take the best they did. See how we did here. 3,500 people for All Japan. Shuji Kondo versus Yukata Yoshi. Real strong opening match. And never really recovers. Never really recovers, except Joe Doring versus Nao Nomura, I believe, is the match that won him the championship. I'm not quite sure, though. Might be the one after. Dragon Gate only putting on a 4-match card in a 10,000 seat arena. No wonder you only drew half. And outside of the main event, where they crowned new junior tag team champions, not really worth seeing. That's too bad. So we got a couple more here to check out real quick. Impact, selling at a 10,000 seater, putting on a decent show. Havoc versus Matt Cardona so far, the standard bearer, until Caleb Connolly versus Ethan Page stealing the show. Oh no, never mind. Raj Singh and Larry D also another 100% match. So they got They got 3 real good ones in there. They left off at a good 80% overall, so that sends the crowd home happy. Meanwhile, in Noah, 10,000 seater for them as well. Yoshiyuki Inamura versus Seiya Morohashi starting off real strong, and then a big dip. And we got another plus 90 in Ikoto Hidaka, jeepers, against Shuhei Taniguchi. And then, Takashi Seguro versus Go Shiozaki, for sure would have been 94 or higher. Hitoshi Komano versus Hayato in some junior action, right up there. And then a pretty good tag main event, so not bad from Noah. GCW, I think, meanwhile, only has like enough to do like 3 or 4 matches a show. Oh no, I stand corrected. They did a 5-match card. Got 5,000 people in the arena, and Chris Dickinson versus Matt Tremont was amazing, and so was Solo Darling versus Nick Gage in your main event. Sounds good. That's the other hardcore promotion, and they're doing fine. Like, they're doing much better than the Big Japan, which is a much larger deathmatch promotion. Okay, and now the legends. All of these legends. So after the draw with Donovan Morgan in the first match of the show, Akira Maeda left the promotion. They filled a 25,000 seat arena, did these legends, making moves. The biggest show anyone put on, but they only had a 69% card rating. So far, the best match is Manabu Nakanishi versus David Young. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Sonny Siaki was a barn burner. Scott Norton versus Takeshi Morishima, I'm sure would have been great. And then, unfortunately, your main events kind of disappoint, especially Tetsuri Fujinami versus ODB. And then Dick Togo and Abyss losing to, I don't know who that is, which Lee and which Kakihara it is. Okay. And that's where we are. Nice. Okay, let me back that out. Just a quick look at the landscape as we are well into overtime on this one. Okay, so we need to hire someone. I've already penciled in Dragon Rojo Jr. versus Thomas Walker, our new GWA champion. So I'm penciling them in as our main event currently. Might turn it into semi-main event. If Jack Howard's okay, I might make him defend the Hall of Fame championship because we now have 2 heavyweight titles. Pretty productive show. We hired Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, and we finally pulled the trigger on hiring Ilya Dragunov after they guested for us for 6 or 8 shows. So yeah, building our roster. We're going to be looking toward Europe again, or the Latin American territories, or the Americas for our next signee. We're just going to stay away from Japan because we jumped the gun and got Okada in there early. So yeah, we got a lot of positive things to build off of. First off, let me do this over here. And thank everybody for watching, no matter where or when you happen to be. I'm wishing everybody chill vibes and clear skies. And if you find yourself in possession of a plethora of positive energy, please share it if you can spare it. And don't forget about your old pal, the Silent G, Rad Gnarly, saying so long for now. We will be back Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern to start the final game in the BioShock trilogy when we play BioShock Infinite. So until then, TTFN, let's find somebody to spread a little love to on our way out. There we go. Let's go say howdy to Bruce on our way out to Dua. All right, take care, everybody, for this extra long edition of the GWA, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow afternoon for some BioShock Infinite. We will be back. A quick reminder, we will be back next Thursday at 8 p.m. for your next GWA session, not 2 p.m. We're bumping ourselves into prime time. Take care, everybody. See you soon.